Welcome to the Blackbird, Eamonn. Thank you for coming.
No bother at all.
Good fucking drive for you to come here today.
Not that bad. About 2.5 hours.
I'll tell you how lazy I am. That's why I'm not going.
Still, have to come to Munster. That's never a good thing.
Hey, fuck you, man. You're at the King's seat today. Or I should say the King's table.
So, yeah, you were just saying about archery and getting people to come on things like this.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I think anything that improves the visibility of archery in this country
100%.
and anything that gives the archers in this country something to view about archery
argue
is
about, laugh
a
about,
really
joke
good
about.
thing. Absolutely.
Keep it in the mind.
And to, like I'm here today, discuss problems that arose.
Yeah.
Like we just hosted the Nationals and it did not go as well as we would have wanted.
Okay, tell me all about it.
Well, I actually re-listened to your last podcast.
I can only apologise, Eamonn.
Don't be stupid. A lot of very valid points were raised, and some of them are even our fault. So, look, hands up. We did not achieve what we set out to achieve and what we normally would set our bar at.
Okay.
But there was a few things I'd like to address so people know. The change on day 2 from 120 to 60 arrows. So the original plan that we submitted, so the way it works, you submit a bid to IFAF to host a national level tournament.
Okay.
So we submitted a bid. Now, we knew from the off our venue is not as good as Setu's. Any club following Setu, it has a really hard job to follow.
Fucking hell.
Because that is a phenomenal venue. And I can only think of 6 venues physically in the country, and I've shot in all 6 that are big enough to take on a shoot like that. And I would put the DKIT venue at the bottom of that list because it is cold. There is no doubt about it.
Well, I haven't been there. I was going to be there, but didn't happen. Sounds like I dodged the bullet because I'm an emotional fish. I'd have been cunt. but like I was saying to the brother, look, Anto was there and Anto was sending on some videos and photos and stuff, and I was delighted with him.
He's shooting out of his skin at the minute.
Unbelievable. And it had good vibes about it. And, you know, it was like, I think late Sunday evening when I started getting like, I would say opinions and experiences, and I was like, really? Fuck. And it's just then the brother came in and I was talking with the brother and I was like, okay, better ring him and see if he's any fucking interested in coming out for a chat.
Absolutely. I think this is a great thing. Like, our committee had meetings to go through what went right and what went wrong based on the feedback that came back from the archers both on the day and we asked people to email, and quite a few did, and thank you to those that did. So we've had a long meeting. We've put together lists on where we need to improve, what went well, what went wrong, and I can assure you the next thing we run will be to a far higher standard.
Is it always in that that kid place?
As an indoor venue, we would use it quite a bit, yes.
Right.
It's big.
I hear it's big, but I also hear there's fucking games of soccer going on as well in the middle of a
absolutely, yeah. It's a multi-sport venue. Yeah. Like the Irish junior rugby team were training on the pitch behind us, the pitch we should have been on.
Yeah.
But for various administrative issues, it didn't happen. That was the pitch we should have been using. There was a paperwork error, and it just didn't happen there.
Sorry.
Don't worry, it happens. So our original plan was, when we bid for it, we were under the impression that it was to be a double 600 round.
Right.
And that the flint on day 2 was an optional round. So that was
which is the norm.
That was what we bid for. IFAF then came back to me in the autumn and said, could we run a flint?
Yeah.
And we said, yeah, no problem. But we had target fixed on a double round in our heads. So when we were moving things around, it stayed a double round in our heads.
Okay.
So it was now a flint and a double round.
So that's how that came to be.
So we were saying we'd run the double round on the Saturday and the flint on the Sunday, as we had originally planned, because we hadn't run a flint before. And we know it takes longer to set up for a flint because you've got all the extra line markings, all that sort of stuff. So our plan then was double round on Saturday, flint on Sunday. A double round is the same as a feet of 18. Setup's the exact same. It's the actual round itself isn't the same, different faces. But other than that, it's basically the same.
Mm-hmm.
So we had this planned out. This is where we're going. And then IFAF asked if we could run the flint on the Saturday.
Why did they do that?
Because they were worried that you run Flint 1 and then people either have to hang around on the Sunday for the medal presentation, or you have to split the groups. So we agreed to do it.
I don't understand that. I mean,
look,
surely, like, because I've only been to, 2 or 3 nationals.
Here's the thing, there's nobody from IFAF here to answer, so I don't want to speculate on what their thinking was.
Fair enough.
But fair enough, that was their thinking. We agreed to run it that way, but we still had the double flint round in our heads. The double...
a flint and
a double. So, on the Saturday, we shot the flints. Started a little bit late with flint 1, but finished it bang on schedule.
Okay.
So we kept on our time schedules, and then the second flint ran off without any great hassle. Day 2, as I'm giving the welcome speech, I was told by IFAF that we were actually only to run a single.
On day 2?
Yeah. That was the first I heard of it. That we were running a 300 and not a 600.
I'm oblivious to the...
This came as a complete shock to us as well.
Yeah.
So that's where your brother Dave was talking about it felt very mixed up. It felt very mixed up for us as well. But it's IFAF's show, so we run with what IFAF say.
I mean, so, look, I know they're the governing body, but surely when your club takes the competition, you have ownership of it for the duration.
To a point.
Someone ring you in the middle of it to change something?
It was during my welcome speech on Sunday that this was said to me.
See, I'd have been inclined to just not answer that call.
No, it was in person. I was welcoming people back to the venue when it was said to me. So, look, was it perfect? No. But I'm not here to assign blame. I'm just letting you know what happened.
Yeah.
And, look, if that's what IFAF wanted, the weather wasn't great. I can understand people did need to get home.
Mm.
But it did cause confusion and it did leave us looking...
Not great
on that moment. But, look, it is what it is.
Well, that's not good enough, though, is it?
No.
Would you think that's good enough? As an individual archer going to a competition?
I would have preferred it to have been handled differently, but look, it was our first time hosting. A few things went wrong, no doubt about it. Some of them were our fault, and some of them weren't. But I'm only here to talk about the bits that were our fault.
Of course.
That was just the answer, because that was quite... You did ask your brother, how did that happen? So I thought...
Yeah,
I'd explain it.
Like I said, we've only been to, I think, 3. One of them was an Archery Ireland one, which was the last one we did in January, And bar that, would say, so the first 2, it would be like you have your double on the day, and then the next day, there's an option if you would like to go and do the flint round.
Now,
the flint round never had any bearing on the scoring of a national indoor champs.
I do think it should.
Why?
Because... It's
been pushed.
The flint round is an integral part of European Championships.
Listen, I think it's fucking fun. It's a fun shoot.
Yeah, and that was my first time ever shooting a flint.
They're good, aren't they?
I literally went in with sight marks I got on Thursday night to shoot it. Now, I've been working hard on the flint since then because, the first half of the flint went quite well. I dropped 2 points. The second half, I think I dropped 4, which is unacceptable to me.
Yeah, but again, it's like, I mean, I imagine the point of view to those folks who were in touch, just talking like buddies. It's not like I'm a radio and they're ringing in with, it's just buddy talk is all.
Absolutely.
Right? And they were saying, like, they've been doing whatever training they can manage in their predicament in their own way, leading up. Everyone has got Europe competition on their mind,
And
they're thinking, okay, this is going to be their first big deal competition.
Absolutely, but it's a bad mindset.
Yeah, but look, we don't know.
Yeah,
this is our first. No one's telling us how to approach anything. We're doing what we can.
I'd be happy to talk about that, actually.
Well, we have time, don't worry.
I've shot a lot of major international tournaments with World Archery, primarily. Yeah. I've only shot one IFAA round internationally. That was the World Master Games in New Zealand. That was a half field, half hunter round.
All right.
But shooting internationally, like I've shot World Indoor Championships in Las Vegas, which was immediately followed by the Vegas shoot itself. So the World Indoor Championships the standard is scary.
I imagine.
No lie about it.
Look, I'd be watching some of the shit on YouTube and it's fucking, they're robots, man.
Yeah, but it's fun. But the key thing is, we are in an unusual sport. What we do at a shoot doesn't impact, we can do nothing to impact the archer beside us, good or bad.
Yeah.
So, you need to approach every shoot as if it's the exact same, indoors in particular.
But they're not.
And that's a problem because those people are going to become overwhelmed. But
experience will sort that, and only then will experience. I mean, look, like I was saying,
I don't want people to go to Waterford and have a bad day.
They're gonna. You just gotta accept that first and foremost. In my head, I'm saying, great, I can't wait. It could be complete shit because I'll perform shit. I accept that.
Yeah.
But that's an individual thing.
Absolutely.
But the buddies were saying, like, they're using the nationals as, right, this is the format that we're aware of, that we're used to. I'm going to go use it as a yardstick to how my training is going thus far in both sides of the competition. And when they go in and they get fucking surprised, we'll say, that, oh no, yesterday and one of today, as opposed, it just threw a lot of them.
It threw me as well.
So it's that's what they were upset about.
And it showed in my shooting.
I'd say it showed in a few people, because a lot of people were calculating, I have a double round tomorrow, I'm sure
I dropped 6 points over a 300 round. For me, that's bad.
Well,
like
compound archery is all about fucking...
Yeah, in Waterford last year, I dropped 6 points, including a miss. There was a slight equipment issue. Yeah. So that's the difference between me being thrown and me not being thrown.
And you're all experienced and everything.
Yeah,
so
but I was thrown by the changes.
Yeah. So you can imagine how the lads with no experience such as yours, they must be fucking losing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if I had been somebody visiting from another club, I would have been annoyed by it. No doubt about it.
Look, it'll become very emotional very quickly when shit like that goes.
Yeah, because like most archers, I set out a plan for a shoot. So, for example, in training at the moment, I'm training for the Europeans at the moment, so I'm training for that format.
Yeah.
So it's a 300 round flint, 300 round, yeah?
Yeah.
So what I'm doing at the minute is I'm training a 600 round, 3 flints, 600 round.
So you're doubling up.
Always double, at least double.
Yeah.
So that way your last arrow is not a tired shot.
Yeah, yeah.
You want your last arrow to be as strong.
Your stamina you want on point and your fucking bow fitness.
It's like if you're playing rugby and you're training for an 80-minute game, you train for 120 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're going
makes sense. Like.
If for some reason you want to play soccer, I can't understand why, but you should still be training for
diving.
Yeah, you should be spending hours in the pool.
Absolutely. Fucking, it's gone to the dogs, man. But the training thing is like
everything except marathon. You should be training a lot more.
Yeah, yeah.
And I say marathon, I've never run a marathon. That's not my type of thing.
Not mine either.
But you should always train for more than what you're actually going to do, so that you're...
I'm barely training for what I'm about to do, and mine more. It's like, it is what it is. Everyone will have their moments where they'll have the time and be able to make the time and all of that shit. Yeah. But like I said,
Fortunately, I don't have any 6 a.m. starts.
Dude, it's like son of a
I have had it.
6 a.m. That's one thing, but do you know what that equals to me? That means getting up at 3 something and leaving here at 4 something to get there.
Oh, believe me, I arrived in Vegas one year on the Thursday for the Vegas shoot, which starts on Friday, to discover I was on the 6 a.m. slot, and I'm arriving on Irish time.
Oh fuck!
It was a last minute thing. I wasn't able to get. Normally, I would arrive for a shoot like that 5-6 days in advance. It just wasn't happening, and the jet lag combined with the 6 a.m. start.
Any kind of fatigue is not what you want
No.
that day. Like I'm a big believer in how you think and what you consume. Be it your everyday could be just like the social media, the newspaper, the TV. You got to be consciously aware of what you're consuming in a run-up to any event, because you can't change it last minute, because there will be ramifications.
I keep food diaries.
You keep diaries?
I keep food diaries on how different foods impact my shooting.
Well, I was saying to one of the lads that I think he was a sniper, and he did his tour in the army, and he had kills and shit. He was a dinger of a sniper, and then he went into competition. Just to keep his head going or whatever. And he said, if you smoke and drink coffee every day, and you have a competition coming up, and you say, okay, I better get healthy and all that shit, don't do that.
No.
He said, you make a change like that, you're going to fuck it up for yourself. End of.
You don't change.
Yeah, so
I'm not recommending anybody take up smoking, but...
No, see, that's why I'm like, when you have clubs who know this, individuals who know this, why is the governing body going counter to that and then annoying people? Surely they knew that it would annoy some, because I know they've been promoting this as a family fucking hobby sport or whatever, but there's a large faction in IFAF who take it very seriously. They take it, and they why not accommodate that? This
is a drum I've been beating for years in Archery Ireland, as well as now in IFAF. I don't do archery as a hobby. Archery is my chosen sport.
Yes.
And it should be treated that way. You don't hear other sports, a county final, changing the rules to suit an environmental factor. It's kind of disrespectful. Because that's their chosen sport. Archery to me is a sport. Yes, there is a hobbyist element, just like there's a hobbyist element in every other sport.
Yeah.
But for those who view it as their chosen sport, and this is where we let people down at the Nationals.
Yeah.
We did not provide them with a national championships that was suitable for their chosen sport. What we provided was a great shoot for a hobbyist, but not a shoot for somebody who it is their competitive sport and they're there to win.
Yeah.
And that is where we failed. And that is where we will not fail the next time.
Yeah, well, that's all. That's normal enough, I would say, because anytime you attempt something for the first time, there's going to be fuck up somewhere. Yeah. No matter how you think you have it covered.
Oh yeah, look,
you're dealing with people. There's going to be fuck ups.
We have a lot of experience of running big competitions.
Right.
But as a club, this was our first IFAF one, and we made mistakes. And for that, I can only apologise to those who took the effort to travel to Dundalk, because I know Dundalk is not IFAF territory traditionally.
It's more Archery Ireland, would it be?
CuChulainn would be the big club. CuChulainn, the Archery Ireland side, would be the big club in the Louth area, and it would have been exclusively Archery Ireland until recently. CuChulainn Field Archery Club is based out of Wexford, but we have a lot of links with CuChulainn archers, and we're getting there. Yeah. We have, I'd say, 50% of our members are dual members.
Right.
Of both organisations.
So how come you're with both organisations? Just out of curiosity.
Why not? Gives people options.
It does.
And options are important. Look, we are a very small sport. And without getting into politics too much.
Call it boring.
Possibly, but without getting into politics, we have too many national governing bodies on this island. For such a small island.
Yes.
And we need some form of an umbrella organisation, I think. Just to, if nothing else, allow us to badger for better facilities from the state.
Well, you know, there's a lot of silly going on. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, all right, I'm as green as it gets when it comes to archery and clubs and shit like that and governing bodies. But I'm kind of stumped nearly regularly when I hear or see stuff and the goings on. I'm like, in this day and age, you've plenty of history in other sports to point to why this shouldn't be happening or why that shouldn't be happening, and yet it happens nonetheless.
Yeah. And look...
and no one will come in and have a chat about it because it's like, who the fuck are you? It's nothing to do with that. It's to do with, look, explain yourself to the people you claim to be working for or volunteering. This is not a get out of jail card. Look, we volunteer, we don't get paid.
So, I volunteer...
to do it right.
I volunteer to run elements of my club from time to time.
Yeah.
That's the last voluntary part of it. Once I take on the role, I then treat it professionally.
Yeah, of course. If you say you're going to do a thing, you do a thing.
If you go onto a committee, that's the last.
God.
That's the last time you should use the word "I'm a volunteer." By volunteering to go on the committee, you are volunteering to do a professional job.
Well, I'd be very specific now when it comes to what I'm going to do for anybody, because I know I'm very restricted in the way we run our ship, and I know what I can afford time-wise and what I can't. And I don't want to be saying, say for example, we're in a club together and you're like, this is good. It's just water, but it's because it's in this thing, it's got a lot of pluses. But you know, I wouldn't be inclined to say, you come up and you ask me, can you do this, this and this? And I'd be like, I have to think about that now. I'd think about it quickly and I'd say yes or no. And if I say yes, it will be done. But if I say no, I don't have a problem with people getting upset. I'll be just like, don't be silly.
Look, at the end of the day, you can only commit the time you have available. But you should know how much time the person asking you should be able to tell you.
I'll double whatever I think it is, because I know it's going to be a fucking...
But the person who's asking you to volunteer for that role should also be able to tell you roughly how much of your time it will take.
I don't care who tells me whatever, I usually double the time frame. Because I just know. It's going to be a shit show.
Maybe you're just a slow worker.
I'm not. It's nothing to do with me. It's to do with...
Sorry.
As you know, the situations usually are dependent on people coming in and people going away. It's irrelevant how fast you are doing whatever it is, but you know, I'm not cut out for it. I know who I am. I'm not good with that shit. I'm too temperamental. Like I turn like that, and it's like, oh, no one likes that. Yeah. I know where I'm safe. You know, for other people. This is my perfect environment. It's my studio. I paint in here. I'm happy here. Up in a mountain, beating stone. I can talk to loads of people there and then. Not a bother. But committees, I feel fucking like I'm in quicksand.
Yeah.
I'm on too, but I don't know. It's just, I do it my way. And if they're not happy, I figure they'll sling me. Well, I'm fine with that.
The thing is, if you go onto a committee and find it's too much for you, you always have the option of stepping back.
Yeah, you do, but...
and saying, look, I'm sorry, it's just not working for me.
I didn't get into archery to be in committees and shit. I got into archery to be awesome at fucking archery. End of.
And how's that going for you?
I have my ups and downs, but I have reason to believe it's worthy to continue.
Well, speaking as somebody in or about 25 years into this sport, it's worth sticking around.
I believe so. Look at all these fucking balls. I know what I'm doing with all these fucking balls, man. It's like crazy. I gotta get all fucking Reynolds. I'm gonna wring his neck. I'm trying to get him to get me some arrows. He's awesome with the making of the arrows. Yeah. I'm not gonna make shit, okay? I know I'm not gonna make it. I just don't have that little hand shit going on. Painting is where I end with my creative shit and writing. But
so paint nice crests on them.
Oh yeah, sure, all day long. But no, It is, I'm hooked, addicted even, because I find so many parallels with other things that I do, like with the painting and with the thinking, the thought process when you're writing. It's just, that's why I'm in the category I'm in, because it accommodates that mind, whereas you're in yours, because it accommodates your kind of mind.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I'm in a hyper-competitive category.
And that's what I think is another unique element of archery. It can accommodate so many different mindsets.
Well, it's the beauty of having so many sports under one umbrella.
Yeah.
Like, I've shot other categories on occasion.
Yeah.
I even accidentally ended up as the Archery Ireland 3D longbow champion.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody else turned up that day.
You can only beat what's in front of you.
I'm sure they all just pulled out when they heard I was shooting longbow.
But the longbow now and this guy here, there will be a season where I will shoot with one and then the next season the other, just to do it, to go what is it, trad and longbow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna shoot those two.
For me, there was one day where we were slagging each other off in club, and one of our female members, Smiler, she's a barebow,
right,
World Archery barebow, slagged me that I couldn't manage barebow. Now, I happened to know there was a new barebow round being introduced from a specific date, so I bet her that I could go and take the national records. Turned out I was the only one who turned up. 4 new national records in the back pocket.
What do you think of that with when there's categories with only a single individual competing in them?
So, I personally think, for example, juniors. Juniors always deserve a medal because they're in small categories. You will always have less people in a junior category. You take the adult section.
Yeah.
That encompasses such a large age range that you will always have competitive categories. But juniors deserve a medal for competing.
Yeah, encouragement.
If they finish in the top 3.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to Keith about this, about individual adult categories.
Right.
And he has an idea about the gains. And I think that's a really good idea, that you shoot against the gains. So his idea is that if you go to a nationals, for example, and there's only you in your category, you should, to get 3rd place, to get a bronze medal, you should have to achieve the bronze level gain.
Yeah.
So that you are competing. Even if you're just
saying, yeah.
And if you achieve a silver level gain, you get a silver national medal.
Yeah.
And I actually think that's a really good idea because it encourages you to compete, even if you're on your own.
Well, that's the key, isn't it? Encouraging you to compete, because a lot of people aren't there to compete. They're there to get familiar with a new bow, a new type of bow, a new type of shooting. And maybe they just think, I can do without this shit now of competing. I'm just going to... But I still want to go.
Yeah.
Still want to take part.
Absolutely.
And just fucking educate myself on how to shoot this bow in this environment.
Yeah. So in the IFAA environment, there are so many categories that you are going to end up with people shooting in solo categories.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. It's just the way it is. So I do like the idea of that.
I wouldn't have a problem with it. I wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean, I don't even give a fuck about medals. I really don't.
Who does?
My victory is the last arrow. I'll know whether I've won or not. Yeah. Do you know that kind of way?
So your first few medals are meaningful.
Yeah.
After that,
what am I going to do with them? Like,
my bronze medal from the IFAF champs is still sitting in the car. It hasn't even made its way into the house yet. I was cleaning out a shed the other day and I found a bronze World Masters Games medal in the bottom of a drawer.
Yeah, I mean, once you get efficient,
you're
going to be getting them all the time. So the first season full of medals,
absolutely,
okay, put them on a plaque, put it on a wall. Thereafter, I'd be going up to I don't need a medal.
Yeah,
just say I won the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Keep them.
Now, don't get me wrong. You will find there are ones out there you want to win.
Yeah, like again, once you win it.
Yeah.
I want it.
Like my first international medals. They're at home, I know where they are. I can put my hand on them. But after a while, they sort of end up sitting in glove boxes.
Like you said only a minute ago, it's the first few that you win of anything. They're like, that's the breakthrough moment, isn't it?
Yeah, but after that, it's just about the competition.
Yes.
And I don't mean to come across as arrogant.
No, I can totally understand what you're saying.
The only person I can ever compete with is me.
Yeah.
And I know I'm awesome, so I'm incredibly hard to beat.
That's what frustrates me though, because I know I'm awesome and I'm not showing up. I'm like, what the fuck? You know the Avengers movie where the Hulk doesn't want to be the Hulk? That's me at the moment. Like, will you come on? Nope, not coming out today. You fucking cunt. And I go nuts. But that's just, look, that's I think just a perfect opportunity to get into your head. Say, why is this machine not fucking doing what it's told?
Yeah.
and just work on it. And just fucking keep going at it. That's where I am. And it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But you will reach a point where there'll be a click. Like you're, 3-4 years into archery?
Third year now.
Yeah. You're still a baby archer.
Oh, yeah.
And it will click one of these days and you'll suddenly reach a level and then plateau for a while.
That happened already at the first year.
When you plateau, that's what's the making of the archer. If you can stick with it and find a way to get back onto the upswing again.
Well, like I said, I have moments of absolute brilliance. Yeah. And no one can deny it. But then it's like they're few and fucking far between.
Some of my personal bests date back to 2009. And that's incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, I bet.
For example, the 30 metre.
But is there any way you can divorce your mind from that memory and just a clean slate?
I wish I could.
It could be a distraction, perhaps.
So, 30 metres in a World Archery FITA or 1440 round is at an 80 centimetre target at 30 metres. It is the toughest round we shoot outdoors. While it's really close, the level you have to achieve to get the scores.
Yeah.
Because you can only lose a competition at that distance. You can never win it. Because everybody's going to shoot really well there. So the odds of gaining or losing points are virtually zero. It's like
stay in the pack.
Yeah. You just have to sustain your position. 2009, I shot a 359 out of 360. That's still my PB. I've matched it a few times. But it means that you come up, you shoot your first shot. You drop a 9, your chances of a PB are gone.
Oh, fuck.
The indoor round for a compound shooter, you're aiming for 300 every time. Once you have your first 4, your chances of a PB are gone.
Your first 4 what? Misses or hits?
No, your first 4 score.
All right.
That's it. That's your day effectively over in compound.
Yeah, but you can't say that because it happened to you early, perhaps. It might happen.
But that's what I mean. You're then depending on other people making mistakes.
Or you should be just focusing on not making any more mistakes.
Exactly. Like using the Vegas shoot as an example. I've shot 300 in Vegas,
right,
which is the equivalent of shooting 30 straight X's in an IFAA round.
Yeah.
So, in effect, my PB for an IFAA round is 30 X's. So the first one I drop out of the X even means that the 150 round for me, the half round, is effectively gone in my head because I've now dropped below what I know I'm capable of.
Maybe you should change the way you look at it. Because if you think like that, you could have a negative...
Oh no, I'm very good at letting it go post-shot.
Yeah, but you just register the reality.
It's when I'm doing my breakdown of it afterwards, when I go through it, it's like, jeez. Third arrow, I dropped a solid 5. Like, that's just not good enough.
But I mean, like, you've got so much experience with competitions, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think my first national indoors down in the set 2, the last 10 arrows, it was like I didn't want to shoot them. I was fucking bait. But I just in the split moment, I put the arrow down and I put it back up and I said, just shoot them.
Yeah.
And it was just.
I remember talking to you about that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you got me there now because my memory's shot to shit.
Mine's great. But I actually remember talking to you about that and encouraging you to stick with it. Because...
I ended up in a shoot-off that day.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, but Ento, wasn't it?
Yeah. But every arrow matters. Every arrow you shoot has a value, be it good or bad. Even in training, every single time you draw that bow, there is value to that moment.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, one of the biggest draws of the day for me on that day was the fact that I had that little conversation in that split second with myself and made the right decision.
And that's what it's all about.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like a big deal. It was just like, come on.
Yeah.
Don't be a baby. Shoot your arrow. You're here. Finish your fucking... You've 10 arrows. So I actually just brought it back up and I relaxed. Yeah. And I was... That's what... Because I was just so fatigued.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? With the focusing, and I was doing so poorly, and the bow was causing me all kinds of fucking issues, and I was like, I bet you can still shoot good with a fucked up bow. That was my game with myself inside the competition.
The bow doesn't matter that much.
Oh, dude, it matters a lot. I had my arrow, and next thing it's going out like that.
Oh, yeah, no. But what I mean is, you should be able to shoot within 2% of your scores with any bow.
Yes, I believe this.
The bow... Look, I shoot...
You can get into that shitty place of familiarity with your instrument. It's best to just get familiar with your process.
Yeah,
with your form.
There's also a thing that a lot of people change their equipment too much chasing points. I shot, until last year, I shot a Hoyt Alpha Elite from the time it was released until last year. So I was shooting that for about 12 years.
You obviously like that bow.
It's not that. I got it set up that it was shooting well for me. With that bow, I think I won every target championships in Ireland with that same bow.
Right.
Spread over that time period.
Yeah.
And that matters. Once you find the equipment that works, don't be rushing to change things. The technology doesn't change that much that you're putting yourself at a disadvantage.
100%.
So a lot of people want the shiny new thing because they think it will give them points. And it might.
I think it's just distractions.
But for me, stability, this sport is about repeatability and stability. So I'm now shooting a Matthews. I will probably shoot that Matthews for the next 10 years.
Well, that was my first bow that I bought.
Okay. Early days is different.
Since I got the second bow, I've been struggling for consistency.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I'm not going to change the bow. I'm just going to fucking bull through it.
Learn the bow. Get to know the bow.
Become the bow.
How long have you had this new bow?
Last May.
Last May.
Was it last May or the May before? Could be the May before.
But it does take an amount of time. Now that does seem like quite an amount of time.
Yeah, but dude, I was fighting with it more than anything else for the first year.
Could just be a setup issue.
It's me. I'm the issue. I have a temperamental issue.
Okay, temperament doesn't help.
It doesn't help. But look, again, it's like I know where I'm at, and I know all I need is to take my fucking time and just focus on what I'm focusing on, and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And that's all. I mean, it's only recently I've started doing everyday shooting. Yesterday was the first day I missed in like a week because the young fella was home sick.
Yeah.
But other than that, even in the rain, I'm not saying it was good, like it was pure shit. But I was thinking, get the volume, get the movement, try to get everything right.
Concentrate on getting this end right. What happens down at the target when you're training outdoors?
I mean, the only reason I have a target on the backstop is something to measure my gap off of.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm not worried about...
That's what I mean. Because you're training for an indoor event outdoors.
Yes.
Most of us have to do that.
Yes.
I'm lucky. But you are training for an indoor event outdoors. So the weather plays a factor when you're training outdoors. So you need to ignore that end and concentrate on getting the repeatability of your shot right every time.
Yeah, because even now I'm thinking, like I was only saying it to herself this morning, I told myself, dude, I'm not going to do it. And I'm doing it. I was watching this fucking dude on YouTube. He's an American lad. Very, very chill dude. He's not even he doesn't compete in archery, but he hunts like a motherfucker. Okay, and he's using a trad bow, and he said that a lot of his friends they compete indoors and shit, and he said some of them had some issues on the recurve end of things, so they came out to him, and then he said, look, this is what I do, and at 20 yards, like at 10, 20, he can basically have his gap 6 inches on everything.
Yeah,
and he's getting it like. And he said maybe if you try that for 4 to 5 weeks, just see if it'll help you get there. And he said within 4 to 5 weeks they could actually go hunting with that, because they can put 20 hours in the spot with at 20 yards, which is apparently what you want for hunting.
I wouldn't know, but
me neither.
Hunting is different to tournaments.
Dude, hunting is just a different world.
They sit in a tree and they wait for it to come close.
That I don't like that. I don't call that hunting. I've seen guys who've done movies with guys who do actual very good, they're well established archery podcast people. They've the money to back themselves. They got the crew, like camera guys and shit, so they can be doing their archery talking to whoever, and they're on site, and they've 2 fucking camera guys with them, a sound guy. They're sorted, and they're with the phone. You know what I mean? But he met 1 or 2 folks, and they're hunters. Like, they're stalking the prey. They're not hiding in a fucking tree hoping to get lucky. They're stalking. They're tracking. They're doing proper shit. That's when I think of hunting. That's what I think of.
When I think of hunting, I think the animal has a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I was only saying it to the brother recently. I was watching this fucking one about these buddies who started making bows in America, and apparently it's a great bow. It's a compound bow, and one of them is all business minded and the engineering type, and the other guy's just a fucking dinger of an archer, and he's a massive personality. He's just got that. He's one of those kind of people, you know. Everyone loves to fucking talk to him and have the laugh. He's the kind of the face of the whole thing, and he went off to catch this. I don't know, you have to hit 10 different animals or something, and you get this fucking big award. It's a big deal in America because the animals are so far. You have to travel a lot to get this done. And there was a bear. The bear he shot at the end, they show you like 10 minutes are going on about the bear. The bear's in the water. He's having a fucking swim. He's a big brown bear, lovely bear. 2 boys got out. One has a shotgun just in case.
Yeah.
And your man's there with his bow. They're hiding behind a fucking bush while the bear's just coming along. You can see the bear's having a great day. It's one of the best days of his fucking life. He's walking around happy out. Next thing he catches 2 lads and he's like stunned. And your man just fucking shoots him. And he runs away and he shoots him again. And he keeps running, but he dies like not 20 yards away from maybe. But I didn't like that. I got very infuriated by that, and I thought I should rip his, you know, I should get very violent with this individual.
Well, look, there is one thing. As archers, though, there is one thing we do need to remember.
They're snipers.
No, it's hunting that funds our sport.
Yeah.
So we're like Formula 1 compared to driving a normal car. Competition archers are not the business of archery companies. We're a very small community within the greater archery world. Archery makes its money selling hunting equipment. And they sell it on the basis of what competition archers do with the bow. So somebody out in the Midwest of the States planning on going on a bow hunting trip sees Rio Wild is shooting up a storm with this bow, sees Jesse Broadwater shooting up a storm with that bow, and goes, that's the bow for me. If I buy their bow, I'll be able to kill the whitetail I'm going for. So we have this idea in our heads as competition archers that archery is designed for us, and that's what the companies are supporting, and they are supporting it to a very great extent, but we are effectively their advertisement to their main market, which is the hunting market. There's many thousands more hunting bows sold every year than there is competition bows,
and that's because, you know, hunting has been banned, it seems, systematically in country. Was it banned in Belgium there a few years ago?
Bow hunting. There's very few places in Europe that you can go bow hunting. I don't know where they are. I believe you can bow hunt in Sweden.
Yeah, but is that a case of just go up in the fucking stand and we leave the pigs out?
I'm not sure. I don't know enough about it. It's not something I look into.
I love the idea of it, but I wouldn't do it.
The big market is the US. They love to hunt stuff over there. And Australia, South Africa, places like that where bow hunting is a huge cultural thing.
It is.
So that's where the majority of the bows are sold, is bow hunting. And
sure, a lot of the guys on YouTube talking about bows who know what they're talking about, they're all hunting. That's the backdrop of what they're on about, is hunting. Like.
And look, I'm pretty sure that when the first guy put a string on a stick and fired an arrow, the very next thing he did after he'd shot dinner was turn around to his mate and go, mine's better than yours, and the two of them went and shot at a stump to see who was better.
That's one thing that kind of I find insulting, is the fucking stupid names they keep coming up with for the bows. Like, it's like, it's a bow. Come on. stop being silly. Just give it a fucking technical name, will you? Predator 1. Fuck off. All this nonsense. But, so...
Again, that's just marketing.
It's just... look, I don't want to start.
Like, I remember the Bowtech line for long enough had names like Captain, Admiral, General.
Big dick. Fucking idiots. I think it's fucking insulting. But I see the way it encourages stupid behaviour. You get in... Words are magic spells, like.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're not marketing for competition archers. They're marketing for the guys who are going out hunting. So a name like Predator matters to them.
But you can see that there's a divide gonna come. It'll be like one side is strictly for one kind of bow use, and the giant will remain the giant probably.
Yeah.
They'll just fucking probably get some of their homegrown talents to be a hero of some shit story. And that's their new marketing campaign.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of marketing either. Look, I'm not a fan of much lately. I'm a cranky cunt. But so what advice would you give to, we'll say, people like myself who are just fucking, you know, they want to coach, but at the same time they can't seem to listen to coaches because it's like that makes no sense to me, because our brain isn't trained to. Well, an untrained brain.
First off, we are in a unique sport in that anyone can do it. In DKIT, we had a blind woman shooting.
I saw that on Facebook. I think.
Yeah.
See, that's. I mean, you see the one with the fucking guys shooting with their feet and all that.
Matt Stutzman.
See, people come up to me and say, "Isn't that amazing?" I'm like, "No, it's not. It's his environment. It's what he knows."
He wants. I've met Matt a few times.
I give him a bit more respect by saying, "Are you any good?"
Matt's an awesome guy.
I'm not disputing it.
But the fact that he shoots with his feet is largely irrelevant.
It's completely irrelevant.
You know, I know if I go into a match against Matt, he's going to beat me because he's a better archer. No other reason.
You work with what you have the way you have it.
Yeah, and we have a unique sport in that we can adapt it to suit people.
Yes.
And yes, we had to build a rig for Anne to be able to shoot because she's blind. But
how does that work? Like, is there someone telling her 12 o'clock?
So at the competition, she shot the flint round. She unfortunately wasn't able to go both days.
Okay.
But standing behind her was one of our people, Fiacra.
Okay.
With a pair of binoculars, and he was literally 3 o'clock.
Right.
And she can then adjust the sight on the tripod.
That's fucking crazy. That's amazing. Like.
And basically, she references off this knuckle on the tip of the sight that's on the tripod. So she comes to full draw, twitches that, and then shoots.
That's awesome.
So it's just a tactile sight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'd say that took a while to get used to.
Well, in order to learn how to do it, I actually blindfolded myself. And I blindfolded myself before I went into our training venue. So I had to do everything blindfolded from step one to the end. So that I would then know how to explain it to her. And Fiacra, who also coaches her, did the same thing.
Well, did you ever hear of a guy called Roy Orbison?
No.
Roy Orbison was a big deal singer back.
Oh, the singer, yeah. Sorry, I was going through lists of archers in my head.
He was an actor as well. And when I was a kid, because my dad, he had a pirate radio station, so he had all kinds of music, and he's big into movies and stuff. So I knew who this guy was, and then the story goes that he's blind in his latter years, for the most part. I mean, he's fucking blind, and I remember watching a movie where he goes blind in the movie. He's a younger man now, but he's acted it, and I think, was it a TV show? But basically his character was blind for a long time. Yeah. And I thought, in a weird kind of way, he kind of, it's his own fucking fault. Yeah. I don't want to sound bad, but I there's the world that we are aware of, or that we think we're aware of, and I usually just want to zoom the fuck out of that, and I want to look for more, because I don't believe in a lot of the crap that we are just taking as fact. And that goes for everything, good, bad, and different. But I think there's a you know, there's a strong reason for me to believe that him acting this character back in his younger days influenced his destiny to be where he was in his latter days in real life. So it's like, I'd be careful what I'd be kind of acting out, if you know what I mean. Because in a weird kind of way, you're calling it to you.
Well, I now know that should I ever lose my sight, I know how to shoot, so I can continue.
Shooting will be the last thing on my mind. I'll be going to fucking Thailand. I'll be sitting in a tent for the rest of my life, smoking whatever the fuck they got. And I just say, look, send me some musician, play me some fucking cool tunes.
See, you say that, but if it happened, you would alter your mindset.
I don't know. Let's be optimistic.
Because
it's never going to happen. I'm already going blind. I should be wearing glasses right now.
But you would be determined to not let it beat you.
Well, I'm determined on a whole bunch of other things I have to beat at the moment with my eyes, so it's okay.
But
I can wait.
No, it's like anything else. If it can be adapted, it will be. And I have yet to come across anybody that cannot do this sport through physical limitation.
I know. And back to because we don't have to we don't need anyone to speak on their behalf, but theoretically speaking, you have a bunch of people in a small country and they take up archery.
Yeah.
They're loving it. It's awesome. They're addicted. They say, fuck, will we have a club? Because there's loads of people interested. They do. They make a club. Then their neighbouring town, village or whatever, it catches on in time, and next thing they're all over the fucking place, and they're trying to organise things where they can all compete against each other for bragging rights. And say, look, we need some kind of governing body to organise all this shit, which is brought into existence to accommodate the will of the archers. But it seems to me, this is globally now, looking globally, that when you do get governing bodies, it's like they have a political outside agenda that's seeping in and not doing what the archers want.
So governing bodies are a necessary evil.
Yeah, but they need to go and fuck up.
The problem is, so as an archer, you view archery as this is how it should be. As a governing body, you have to look at archery differently, because you have to look at how to sustain archery, and you also have to look at all the laws that have to be followed, the laws of the land. And as an archer on the ground, and believe me, I have clashed with governing bodies over the years.
I'm sure many people will.
But as an archer on the ground, it's never as clear to us what they're dealing with. So I don't know as much about what goes on in IFAF at the top level in terms of governance. I do know quite a bit about how it goes in Archery Ireland. And the rules that the governing body are subjected to would drive you insane. In all honesty.
Well, the jeans thing kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, well, that's stupid.
That actually comes from World Archery.
That's another thing, World Archery now. And I'm sure IFAF have a similar
IFAA.
Yeah, right. But surely your country should have the leeway for its unique country, national identity, and the behaviours of people will be somewhat different. So a bit of leeway should surely be accommodated. It shouldn't be like fucking robots.
Would you say the same about other sports?
Why not?
Like, should soccer be able to change a rule locally?
They do.
But should they be
pay
able
the referees more?
No, but do you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying, but
like, standardization in sport means you can then compare yourself to people in other countries.
Okay, that's valid, but what my that's not really.
You're talking about the clothing element and the camouflage.
Well, that's kind of irrelevant as well, but it's part of it.
Yeah, like
the bigger part
Archery
would be this fucking idea that I came across only last year about the fucking. I mean, you're out doing a 3D fucking sport, okay?
In 3D in World Archery, you are allowed to wear jeans.
I know that, but this is where the root of my fuck off attitude came, and it's like the gorilla in fucking Limerick, for example. They have this big gorilla for a 60-yard shot, okay? Now, someone outside over there somewhere said, we want them to be eliminated. We don't want them in shoots anymore, in competitions anymore. Why? Because in real life, the gorilla is an endangered species, which has fuck all to do with people going to a club of a Sunday for kicks to shoot a competition.
We shoot dinosaurs.
They want them gone too.
Dinosaurs are fairly endangered.
But to allow that thinking into that sport,
that's new to
or
me.
any sport, that wags me wrong, man.
Look, I don't know anything about that. I don't shoot a lot of 3D. I'm more into when it comes to IFAA. I'm more into the field and hunter rounds.
Right.
I don't do a huge amount of 3D.
I love 3D.
The wife loves 3D.
3D is awesome.
The wife loves 3D. It's just never really been my thing.
I love the 3D. The indoor 3D
don't get me wrong.
To get form going for the season.
Don't get me wrong. I shot the European 3D Championships with World Archery. And my goal going to that was to not finish last. A goal I achieved by 1 point on the last target of the last day. But nonetheless, achieved. I came away with a personal victory. I didn't come last. Look, so in World Archery 3D, each country can only send their 3 best.
Really?
Yeah, it's not open entry.
3 best based on the last season, is it?
Yeah, you have qualifying shoots and you qualify. So going into that is not like going to the World Bow Hunter Championships or something like that, where you can be fairly sure there's some local lad who's just going along because it's on locally, who you will definitely beat.
Yeah.
Going to a World Archery tournament, they're all the elite shooters of their countries.
Yeah, but it's more like Olympic mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the elite end of things.
Yeah.
And I do think that World Archery shooters and Archery Ireland shooters would benefit a lot from going to more IFAF shoots, and that IFAF shooters would benefit a lot from going
agree
to,
with that, yeah.
especially target shooting in the Olympic style rounds. Just from the point of view of consistency, I look at indoor shoots in particular in IFAF, and I look at the archers, and the biggest mistake I see them all making is foot position. They don't have a standard foot position. They change it every time they go to the line. They just stand whatever way.
They're used to the woods.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that works in the woods. In the woods, you have to
do what you can.
Establish your shot, your base, to make the most stable shot you can.
Yeah.
And you will be on an uneven ground. When you're indoors, you find the most stable position and you stick with it for the day.
Yeah.
And you stick with it for the month and the year.
But as you can probably guess, I mean, a lot of people going to them it wouldn't be like a regular thing. They're going there to get into shape for, we'll say,
absolutely,
the 3D season.
Same
and it's
like same as competition archery.
So
for
you're
hunters.
thinking of so many different things. You're going to forget a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah,
absolutely you are.
But
breed.
One of the coaches in our club teaches all the juniors. Groot from Defenders of the...
Oh, the tree guy?
Yeah.
Galaxy guys.
Yeah, those guys. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
He tells every single one of the kids, root like Groot. Stamp, stamp. And that's it.
Yeah,
Put down your
good
roots.
Base.
And that's your solid base. And stick with it.
Yeah, but see, the problem with all of these...
Sorry, call out to fish there.
The problem with all of those... rules, and I mean, they're all well and good, and I know they're there to make you better or whatever it is, but people are emotional creatures. End of. I mean, they can say, oh no, I'm fine, I'll be grand, but it builds up. And you shake that bottle enough and it's gonna fucking pop.
Yeah, but something like a stable base is a centering point that you can use.
Yeah, but so is your gap, and so is your bow arm, and so is your fucking... There's so many things.
If something's going wrong for you on the day, look to what you're doing right and concentrate on it.
Yes.
So if everything's going to shit, for me, normally my release is the perfect thing I'm doing right. Pulling through that shot every time.
Yeah.
So if something's going horribly wrong for me, I will concentrate on getting this absolutely perfect. Getting it around to the base of the ponytail every shot. And that will kick everything else back into place. It's like watching, I'm sure you watched Ronan O'Gara kicking penalties.
Yeah.
He had a very set routine before the shot, before the kick. He'd put his hands together. He'd drop his hands twice, looking at the goalpost. He'd then tap his left foot twice. He'd
OCD.
then tap his right foot 3 times. He would then nod twice at the goals. And at that point he would start his kick.
That's
if
very
he
OCD,
got
lad.
But if he got every step of the process before he swung the boot right,
He's tuned in.
99 times out of 100, that ball went over the black spot.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a Leinster man. It killed me watching him do that to us.
Raise
But
class.
it's the same thing in archery. We cannot control what happens after this point.
Yes.
But we can control everything up to that point. So sometimes adding an additional unnecessary step into our shot routine, that causes every step to follow in line order.
Yeah, I'd be there now.
Now, O'Gara's an extreme example.
Ronaldo actually would have very similar. If you ever watch Ronaldo taking free kicks, he has his thing as well.
Yeah.
Similar to O'Gara. It's that
Yeah.
mechanical action to click in the mental
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
What you're doing is you're telling the body what is
Prepare.
coming next.
Yeah.
And then it's up to the body to do it. If you look, I just got a new set of glasses. If you look at my old glasses that I wore, you would see on this side, the metal is actually worn back. That's part of my prep routine. Every shot, spin the release aid, push the glasses up, load the arrow, push the glasses up,
How did that come to be?
shot, spin the release aid.
Was it just something you recognised and said, and that you associated with a good shot, and then said, I'll keep that going?
No, it was something I built into my routine
Really?
as a kickstart
Fuck.
to my process.
It's weird how people come up with shit, isn't it?
Well, it was told to me by another coach in a different
So
sport.
you weren't aware of it?
No, it was advised to me
All right.
by another coach when I was doing a different sport to add steps into my routine.
All right, because I'm trying to rip
For things
shit
like-
out of my routine.
Yeah, but for things like moments like taking a free under pressure, things like that, to build a pre-shot routine.
And how would you recognise? I know it might sound like a fucking stupid question, but I don't know. I think it's valid. How would you recognise that you're under pressure when you think you're grand, but you know someone's like goes, "Oh, they're under pressure."
I assume I'm under pressure at all times when I'm competing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more like, yay!
You only have to look at the quality of archers in the sport, in my category.
Yeah.
You've got Anto, you've got Keith, Dave is shooting well, you've got Lorcan is shooting really well at the
He's
minute.
fairly shit hot as well, isn't he?
You've got Alan Convery is a really good shooter, and you're in with these guys.
Yeah.
So you can't let anything go wrong in your shot.
No.
And sorry to anyone I missed on that list. There are more.
Look, the lists are long,
Yeah.
aren't they? Even in my category, the fuckers in my category are assassins.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's going on about the Euros and all the fuckers that be flying into the country, they be sharks. And I'm like, did you see the guys we have here? We have our own homegrown sharks. I'd say it would be okay.
I don't know a lot of the names on the list
Yeah,
because
sure,
I haven't been around IFAF that much.
Yeah.
I recognise my former coaches in there, Alistair Whittingham. I haven't seen him shoot in a while, but I imagine he's still shit hot. And that's in compound. I don't know the other guys' names. I haven't come across them before. But I'm confident if they're coming all the way to Ireland, they're going to be pretty handy.
No doubt. No, and it's probably not their first rodeo either.
No.
Because, I mean, I'll be honest, the only reason I'm going is because it's only down the road.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get on a plane and fly. Well, maybe in the future I will.
Yeah. Well, I would recommend everybody should shoot Vegas at least once.
I don't know, me and America now are kind of not talking at the moment. I don't think I'll be going there for a while, for a long while, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but in terms of a shoot, 4,000 archers, you could be on target 300. And there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 groups coming through on those 300 targets.
But the thing is, you could do absolutely super and still go home with nothing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But the beauty of it is, because of the flight system that they use, on day 3, unless you're in the championship category, you're only competing against the 32 people who finished closest to you. And the prize money is still pretty good.
Right.
In Freestyle Unlimited, if you make the top group, you get paid regardless. The top 32 all get paid in the flights. Now, there could be 1,200, 1,300 in the flights.
Yeah.
But I finished 6th in flight 2.
Oh.
And came home with a check for, what was it, $900,000, somewhere around that.
Fucking sweet.
And then there's other elements too.
Attachments after, maybe.
Oh yeah, like I've been sponsored by companies for years.
That's new to me now. I'm hearing all the lads, especially when you be going through, because it seems the Archery hangout would be Facebook. And when I'm going through all the profiles, they're all fucking banging the drum for whoever are sponsoring them and all that.
Some are sponsored, some are banging the drum in the hope of getting sponsorship.
Yes.
Look, sponsorship, it's nice to have, but it comes with strings.
They always do.
Like, these companies aren't giving you stuff just because they like you or because you're shooting well.
Yeah.
Sponsorship really has nothing to do with how well you shoot.
It's do what we
It's to do with, no, not even that. It's to do with how many of their bows or how many of their fletches or how many of their arrows you can sell.
Well, I don't know. I've no interest in fucking even trying in the future or any time.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. I actually was watching this lad down in West Cork, I think he is. He's one of these people now who are just the most unoffensive individual you could ever fucking meet. He's big into carpentry and stuff like that and the old Irish ways of doing stuff with timber.
I think I know the guy you're talking about.
He's doing very well with his YouTube videos.
Pint of Plain.
I don't know.
Did he build a Currock recently?
He did.
Yeah. I love his stuff.
He got a sponsor for his podcast. Not his podcast, but for his videos, okay? And he was all excited about it. Good for him, I'm thinking, because the guy was fucking, for his gig, he needs finance. And he said he's talking about this video on a video, saying, I can't wait for you to see it. I was going to upload it today, but I have to wait for the sponsors to okay it. And straight away, I was like, you fucking what? You gave them that kind of fucking power? The fuck? No fucking way. Your creative shit, you should be the boss of that, no matter.
Yeah.
You'll have to deal with the platforms to a degree, obviously.
Yeah.
But fuck, man, you can't be having
them
tell
you when you can upload it.
He invited that into his world, though.
But if he needs the extra finance, unfortunately,
sell your fucking body.
It's like anything else. When we go to work, we hire our services out to somebody. Be you self-employed or working for somebody. If you're working for somebody, you're renting them your time.
Yeah, that's a joke. It's not working out for nobody, really.
But that's what you're doing. You're not actually working for them. You're allowing them to buy this
we exist
period of your life.
in the best of the worst scenarios. Especially self-employed. It's the government punish you for even daring to be self-employed in this country. So it's just, if let the guys who fucking win and look, because they put up with the shit, surely they will have their shitty times as well. But it's a dose, lad. A fucking dose. But to have some fucker then come in and tell you, like, we don't want you uploading, fucking with your schedule and all of that, because they want to make sure.
Archery sponsors aren't that intrusive. I will tell you that. But they do have elements they will ask you to push. They'll say, for example, we have this new vein, we'd like you to shoot with it so that it pushes sales.
But wouldn't that be kind of I would think that would encourage all archers to do their little fucking their podcast maybe, or their video content creator at the training, at talking about their bow. It's the easiest thing to do, and if they're banging on about it all the time with such obvious passion, and they've got great access to all the local and national competitions, surely that raises the profile, and in turn will raise the profile of whatever sponsor gets involved with them.
Yeah.
I just think it's a no-brainer for those folks.
It's chicken and egg stuff.
I just don't have the temperament for what I believe sponsors would be fucking dictating to you.
You'd be surprised.
I would be.
Every sponsor looks for different things.
I imagine.
I'm
a caveman, okay? I smoke on my bike.
For me, when it comes to sponsorships, I'll only shoot something if I think it will help me win.
Yeah.
So Any sponsorship I've ever had, I've already been using their equipment before they've sponsored me.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if it doesn't work for me, I don't care if you give me something free. If I'm not winning with it...
Yeah, you got to be benefiting each other, really.
Exactly.
It's like if I was... Like, I've started doing a podcast now for my art. Because I'm not saying it's going to be any better than the first attempt I started with, but at least I'm more relaxed about doing it.
Yeah.
And, you know, if someone was to come, some painting crowd came in and say, look, we make this paint. Will you take this paint and put it on your thing? Sure. Obviously, you've watched my shit. We'll say now for the people who have a great reach and all of that, and they have the proper manners and the proper da-da-da-da-da, they don't swear. These kind of people, they're perfect kind of people. But I think that's dying as well, because that's just a throwback from, we say, old world TV behaviour and language, which is dying a death.
Well, like when it comes to art, I can tell you now, you've got the wrong person. You'd want my wife or my father to talk about that.
Well, that's the thing. That was the killer, believe it or not. I thought this is a great idea. I have this perfect setup where it's just you're cut off from any distractions. Bring some local artists in. We'll have a chat about how are you painting, what are you painting, da 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 da. And everyone gets fucking... You're connecting more. Yeah. You're talking more because it's a very solitude thing. You tend not to fucking talk to people. You tend to be so busy. You get into these time loops. And when you're out of them, everyone's in bed asleep. Yeah. And like, I gotta talk to somebody.
Archery, painting, they're very individual things.
Oh, yeah. Unbelievably so.
Like, we do shoehorn team events into archery.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the IFAA ones work, but I know in World Archery, it's an actual competitive round. Specifically.
Team against team?
Yeah.
As opposed to a team of scores against a team of scores?
No, it's head-to-heads.
Yeah. That'd be cool, though.
It is, because it's really limited in time as well. So, like, I've come to the line with less than 8 seconds on the clock having to make a shot.
The clock was weird to get used to.
It is.
I was reading a thing, Anto was writing about it, because he's starting to do some columns now for the Tafan magazine. And it was just about that as well. When you're training, we say at home, and you've the wind, the birds, they're the sounds you're familiar with in your own fucking procrastination. And the thinking, I think, from the writing was to get fucking a recording of, we'll say, this annoying fucking timer and have that playing while you're fucking training.
Yeah.
If you're training for that particular environment.
Yeah.
So you have this, you're not...
Well, there's what
you're not surprised, or it doesn't affect you.
Yeah, there's plenty of timer apps out there for your phone.
I don't need an app. I can play it in my head, not a bother.
Yeah.
I was only doing it 2 days ago. I was like, that fucking thing. And I could hear it as I was thinking about it, and I said, okay.
So again, I come from a World Archery perspective primarily, where the timer is a key thing in our shooting.
Yeah.
So...
but it's plenty of time when you think about it, isn't it?
Like it's a huge amount of time.
If I think it might be too much time.
It's 90 seconds in World Archery to shoot 3 arrows. It's 4 minutes, I think, in IFAA.
Yeah, but how many hours are you shooting in 4 minutes? 5 hours? It's a lot, isn't it?
It's a lot of time.
Yeah. I'd be like fucking Legolas. I'd be looking at the clock. So, I have 4 minutes left.
For outdoor shooting, it's 3 minutes to shoot 6 in World Archery.
Is it?
Yeah, and you could be...
I didn't know you were timed outdoors.
Yeah, and you could be on a windy field.
Oh, yeah.
You could be on a windy field in GMIT in Galway, where you're up on top of a hill looking down over the Atlantic.
You even see it on the... I know what it's World Archery. What distance is the long distance they're shooting at? Is it 80?
So we shoot 90 metres in one of our rounds.
Right.
To my mind, it's the best round.
That's crazy.
There's something huge,
meters?
but there's something really cathartic about firing that shot
and getting it,
and just seeing it just in flight. You can see the whole thing in your head, and then it lands in the middle.
Yeah,
it's a boost like you cannot imagine,
I guess.
And then 70 metres will be the Olympic recurve standard, where we shoot head-to-heads and that.
Yeah.
For the Olympic
Is that the one I'd be
recurves.
looking at a lot now on YouTube? There'd be a lot of those. They seem to be predominantly the ones
So
you see on
at the
YouTube.
World Cup and that, yes.
Yeah.
There'd be the 70-metre round for the recurves and the 50-metre round for compounds on an 80-centimetre target.
Right.
And at 120 centimetre for the bare bows.
The breezes rate is because I've been seeing archers are shit hot. Like the Korean lad, he's like the number one recurver.
Yeah, or Brady, ones like
unbelievable,
that.
Yeah. And they're shooting the thing, and it's like fucking miles off the centre. Like Jesus, he's having a bad day. But then you look at the flags behind them, and they're fucking they're going nuts.
Yeah, so you're adjusting your sight to allow for that.
Yeah.
Or you're canting your bow. So on the compound, you know the way there's a bubble.
Yeah.
On the compound. So if you tilt your top cam into the wind, you can actually adjust the left-right fall of your arrow.
All right.
Yeah. So you can stay on centre but tilt your bow.
Yeah.
And because we have a bubble, that makes it repeatable. So on a gusty day, you can be adjusting on the fly depending on what the wind is doing at that moment.
I think that's one of the things that I really liked about archery, because when you go in there first day, we'll say, I found anyway, that everyone's kind of given the same principles of how to shoot the bow.
Yeah.
And then they're kind of told, and look, that's your start, and how you grow into that.
Starting point of archery
gives you an individuality to it.
Yeah, starting point is a good T-shape.
Yeah.
After that, if it's comfortable and repeatable,
you feel your way into a thing, don't you?
You can make it work. Like, I would never teach someone to shoot the way I shoot. Yeah. There's elements of my form that are completely wrong.
That's why I have an issue with form.
But what I have done is I have built something that is repeatable for me due to past injuries.
Yes, exactly. Everyone's just different. Like
yeah, and you can build a shot around any form as long as it is, for the archer, repeatable and comfortable.
Yes.
Now, will it be perfect by the textbook? No. But you can build the shot around the person.
Yeah, I think there's too much textbook, to be honest.
A lot of people get tied up on it. I prefer to build a shot around the individual.
Yeah, and that's how I believe it should be. But I'm not going to dictate it to anybody. I'm just going to say, this is how I do my thing.
I've seen really good archers ruined by coaches.
Yeah.
Who come in and go, a national coach comes in and goes, your form doesn't work the way I want to teach it. So we're going to break your form down to 0 and we're going to rebuild you the way I want you to shoot. And they do it and they rebuild back up the way that coach wants to shoot. And then the coach changes. And the next coach comes in and goes, break you down.
Or the archer might fall out of love with archery then, because they're not in tune with it.
I've seen it. Look, for a sport with no retirement age, we seem to, like, my mother is... she's in her 70s.
Right.
She took the sport up in her 50s.
Really?
Yeah. She actually won Nîmes, the Masters category in Nîmes. She's won. She's medalled at World Masters Games and that as well.
There you go, maybe.
And she's when she's fit physically to shoot, she's recovering.
But that says a lot about her mind, doesn't it?
But she's hyper competitive, although she would deny it.
Of course.
Like, she has records in IFAF dating back 12 years.
Really?
Yeah, that have never been beaten.
Way to go, mammy.
She has shot around the world as well. There was a gentleman in our club who just passed away this year, John Keenan. John Keenan took up the sport in his late 60s, early 70s. Went on to dominate the World Masters category in the 70s plus. And went to the first World Archery Masters Championship and came home with 3 gold and a bronze.
I think for a lot of people who take something up very late in life tend to be fucking magnificent at it.
This is coming to my point though. For a sport that you can go on effectively forever, why do so many people end up dropping out? What are we doing wrong?
Too many rules and regulations, too much fucking nonsense.
I think it's that, but it's also the politics.
Yeah, 100%.
The politics jade people.
It attracts a certain kind of fucker.
Yeah.
Okay, politics.
But look, as I said, they are a necessary evil. And don't get me wrong, I criticise people when they're doing things wrong. I compliment them when they're doing things right. And I understand that there is very often very good reasons for why the things I don't like are happening, and that I have to get behind it whether I like it or not.
Well, that's the case in life.
That's because I love the sport so much. If I'm a hobbyist and I'm looking at it, I'm going to get jaded with it very quickly and go, do you know what?
It demands a lot from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it gives you a lot. You know, it's like the song says, you only get what you give.
Yeah.
And to that regard, I see it. I mean, in any endeavour, that is the case. But look, I come along and I talk the way I talk, and there's like in my book that I'm writing this morning, one of the characters is driving away to a thing, and he has his father's ghost kind of whisper. It's a memory, and he's like, they're dealing with a particularly nasty fucking cunt in the book. Okay, he's yet to reveal how actually he's a nasty. He's the guy you can't wait to see him get killed in a movie. Okay, and anyway, this guy is driving along, and the thing is, his father's always giving him quotes because he's from the day he's born. Basically, he's been trained and educated to be a warrior in a fucking massive war that's coming, and he's like, good people don't have to be nice people, but nice people are definitely not good people. Or, you know what I mean? He said you can't.
Interesting
basically,
concept.
It's like don't judge a book by its cover kind of scenario,
Yeah.
but just a bit more teeth and balls about it. And I find that there is. So I come along, and I don't know if you've realised it, but in Ireland as a nation, you just watch fucking multiple interviews with multiple types of people from all different backgrounds of the country over the years. The Late Show dictated a particular type of conservative fucking ideology, and it's been hammered. When I watch anything to do with RTE now, or listen to anything on the radio, it's like a time machine. It's brought me back to the 70s, 80s kind of bullshit. And I'm like, what is that? That's a mental illness, in my opinion. But a lot of people are quite happy to be in that. Now, I know you can't paint everyone with the same brush. I'm full of contradictions. That's how I roll. But that's life. Everyone is full of contradictions. But when I'm giving out about shit, I'm not trying to be sensationalist, because I think if you look at the body of stuff I've done on the podcast that refers to archery, it's usually about trying to entice people to give it a go. It's the best thing. The people you meet are the best people. Blah, blah, blah. It's true. So when I'm giving out about a thing, it's because in that moment that's an honest reaction to something that I disagree entirely with.
If you ask anybody who has been a president of Archery Ireland or on the executives of Archery Ireland how they feel about me, they will all tell you I'm an argumentative fucker. But I always try to come with a problem and a solution.
Yes.
Because there's no point in just being there
pointing out the obvious,
pointing out the problems.
Yeah.
I actually served on the committee of Archery Ireland myself way back when. And I did it because I was forever coming with problems. And this is way back 2009 era.
Mm.
As I said, I've been around this thing a long time.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting at the table, it can be very easy to take people coming with things as a personal attack.
Yes, I get
this. And
this.
it should never be a personal attack.
Of course not, but that means you shouldn't be in the room.
Yeah, I would say I like most of the guys who have been in charge of Archery Ireland over the years on an individual level. But when it comes to them being the president of Archery Ireland, I will debate with the president, but immediately afterwards go out and have a chat with them. And
yeah, look, you're going to fight tooth and nail to get your point across in any situation.
But that's the way it has to be.
Yeah, of course. What are you, a lamb? Of course, you're going to fucking be a lion, and you're going to get the jackals and say, this has to change, this has to be this way, and this for this and this and this. Debate. And that's all you want. And if they all say you're wrong, fuck you then. I tried my best.
Yeah.
You can't, and you leave.
If you lose the vote, then you get in behind whatever was voted in, and you support it.
Well, I find out that I'm just going to focus on my archery, and I like writing. I like writing, and I like the chats I have with the people. But other than that, it's like I just want to get to where I was, and then build again from that. just for my own, I don't know what it is, it's just my own satisfaction of putting my mind to a task and achieving the task.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So have you set yourself a goal for the Europeans?
No. Show up. That'd be a good start. But back to just one little thing. Remember, I might have done a little video in my van, and
yeah, I did.
Do you know what the reason behind that most likely was? The rain was killing me at work, dude. I've had the worst start to the year at work.
It's not a good time to be an outdoor worker.
No, there's no such thing as a good time. But then I was like, it just occurred to me that the Champs was on that weekend, and I was like, fuck, you wouldn't know it. And then
yeah.
But why was I thinking you wouldn't know it?
So
is there a strategy or something?
There was in my mind. It filled very fast. So we agreed a time to release it. I agree. I was talking to somebody in IFAF, and we agreed a specific time when the thing would go live, the entries.
Right.
And it went live at that time, and it filled very fast.
Right.
Now I've heard rumours going around that CuChulainn members got preferential treatment. I can categorically say they didn't, based solely on the fact that my wife didn't get in.
Right.
She's not happy with me about it. But there was one person who did enter before it opened. Me. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to make any apologies about it. I did it to test that the system was working.
Oh, come on, you need to get your kicks, dude. You need to have perks, for fuck's sake.
No,
it's a voluntary deal.
It's not a perk. I entered early to make sure the system was working. But when it went live, it filled up almost immediately. Now,
I'm telling you, if you 300 people, it would
this is what I was going to say to you. Had I copped that we could run a flint and a single 300 round, had I not been, like I said earlier, laser focused because the original plan had been to double round, and had that stuck in my head, as happens, we all target fix.
Of course.
I would have spoken to IFAF about changing things around a bit. I would have asked them if we could run a 300 round and a flint on day one, a 300 round and a flint on day two. Have day one for bows with sights, which is a smaller category in IFAF. Have day two for bows without sights. And so about 2 weeks out then, look at the Saturday and go, right, that immediately gives us 160 archers instead of 80 potential spaces. Gone, right, we've got 50 archers with sights have entered, so we have 30 extra places. We now release those 30 extra places to those who didn't get into day two for the without sights section and filled it up. Because, look, at the end of the day, you run competitions to help fund your club.
All right.
So selling as many places is beneficial to your club.
Of course.
Because it ups the money. It also ups the money for IFAF.
Yeah.
So that's on me. I didn't cop it. I wasn't, so it didn't happen. That would have doubled the amount of people there. That would have brought us to 160, which would have been a reasonable size.
Oh, that's very good.
But due to being laser focused on it, I didn't cop it, so it didn't happen that way, unfortunately.
And what about the or I said, because look, this is how did you ever see a movie called Independence Day?
Yeah.
The first one, no, not the second piece of shit. The first one was a masterclass in marketing.
Yeah.
For 12 months before that movie came out.
Yeah.
There was a snippet.
Yeah.
Every fucking week.
So that brings me to that bit. The shoot had sold out in hours. So us advertising it was just going to annoy the people who didn't get places.
Not the fuck.
That would be my thinking.
Well, we shouldn't worry about that.
If I was the one who didn't get a place, every time I saw something about it, it would put me in bad humour.
Look, that's now, people have to deal with that in their own way.
Yeah, but that's just
like
so
you're saying.
Where
it's
I'm
the champs.
from. Yeah.
My point was, it's the champs.
Yeah.
It should be a big deal.
Now the media is starting to drop into papers now. The post champs stuff. I think you actually saw it on one of the CuChulainn pages, one of the newspaper articles.
Yeah.
So that's where we tend to drop it, is on the backside of the tournament. We tend to hit the media then.
Yeah.
We're a small sport. You're not going to get a huge amount of pre-tournament interest.
But trust me, when I say just have someone in the club who loves fucking out their phone, say, look, any chance you get, fucking take photos of everyone getting warmed up or moving shit. Just say, soon, comments. Shit like that, that's all.
I don't know if you follow the CuChulainn Archers pages, but we do have a lot of that. Our PRO does the post-shoot stuff.
Yeah.
Our social media secretary does the
You're the social media secretary?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Takes care of the social media channels.
Yeah,
so CuChulainn is on everything.
I should just be that, so we should get a new pro for Red Fox.
But why not?
Because I think I'm just, that's my strength, if you will.
Yeah.
That, not even a strength, but I'll be there. I'll be there.
You're talking about you're not great at committee roles because it involves a lot of time.
Yeah.
Social media doesn't have to. You can just literally...
That's exactly true.
Shoot it off.
Yeah.
Now, our social media guy does a stand-up job. But because we were full, I suggested that we not push it too much to annoy people.
Well, I would suggest you delete that mindset.
Maybe
future events.
Maybe we made a mistake on it.
When it comes to the nationals, and now with the Europeans, I'm seeing it repeated. I know we're weeks out, but still, there's been one or two little things put up. But I think you should be making a big song and dance about it. I really do.
Yeah. Now, the other problem is our venue that we used. In order to get the Flint in, we had to go full length of the hall.
Right.
Fitting Flints into halls is not easy.
Right.
But it meant we couldn't have random spectators just due to the nature of the building.
Yeah.
In Waterford, you have the seating up above.
300 and something you can fit in that.
So that helps. You can get more people in to watch it.
Yeah.
I know from the Wexford...
This streamed it, I think. Did IFAF stream one of the championships at one stage?
I'm not sure. CuChulainn did back in 2012. We had 270 archers. We had a trade show. We even had equipment launches.
See, that's it. Go balls out like...
But this time we were concentrating, you might not believe this, but we were concentrating on getting it right rather than adding in the fancy bits.
Yeah.
Start slow and build.
Well, look.
And look, the champs could have been better. They could have been a whole lot better. We did not do the job we would normally do. And a lot of that falls on me. Okay? And I am sorry that it wasn't as good as it could have been.
Look, you're not being held over the coals here, dude.
Oh no, I'm holding myself over the coals. We have standards and we didn't achieve them.
Well, that's another thing that's a benefit to you, though, because...
Absolutely. Look, as I said...
On paper, it's an amateur organisation. But those folks, every one of us, should have professional aspirations.
Look, we're used to running shoots.
Yeah.
Maybe we became a bit relaxed about it as well. That is possible. Like, a few years ago, we ran a winter series. Actually, it finished this day a few years ago, where the top archers walked out with checks, with quite decent checks.
Nice.
Right from first to fourth place.
Yeah.
Over an 8-shoot series.
Cool.
And the top shooter, I think, walked out with about €800.
That's happy days, isn't it?
You know.
But it's like there's so much scope, potential.
Yeah.
To make it just, it's not. You don't even have to spend a lot of fucking money.
No.
You know what I mean?
But we're always, as a club, we always try to innovate. Now, at the IFAF champs,
club podcast going.
At the IFAF champs, our innovation was running the IFAF champs.
Yeah.
Because it was our first time. You don't go in getting all the shiny stuff right and having a shit shoot. Now, we managed to have a shit shoot and not put any shiny stuff in.
I don't know. I saw your fucking stuff. It looked nothing wrong with it at all.
Look, we did our best.
It looked good. Like I said, did you see the stuff Ant put up? Like he did some great coverage there.
Absolutely. Look, in terms of the actual shoot, it went off well for most people. You're never going to please everybody.
No, you're not.
And we made mistakes. And look, I can assure everybody, those mistakes will never repeat because we learn, as a club, we learn from our mistakes.
Look, there'll always be something, I guess, but...
And we don't look to please everybody because that's just not possible.
No, you can't do that.
What
have your objective and meet your objective.
So our objective was to get the championships through.
Yes.
Now, as I said, you were talking about how Set 2 is a great location. And it really is. We as a club put in a bid form. On the basis that we got it, I'm pretty sure there was no other clubs actually bid for it.
For the Nationals?
Yeah. Just based on the bid we put in. Because if I was reading the bids, and another bid had come in alongside ours, I probably would have gone with the other bid.
Right.
Because it wasn't, our bid was very much warts and all.
Because I was thinking, like I was saying to the brother, like we've been there 2 times with IFAF.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, maybe it's going to be the national champ. It's nailed on here. This is the location forevermore.
It's generally not the way nationals work in any organisation. See, don't forget, tournaments are how clubs fund themselves.
But what's to stop every club will say, okay? Just bear with me now. Every club under the umbrella of IFAF, they'll all get, they'll all come down the line, right? You're in charge this year, okay? But it's going to be on there.
Just logistically.
Keep the location the same, but you get the responsibility and the revenue.
That sounds good. Sounds great. For clubs, say, based within 80 kilometres of Waterford.
Yeah.
If you're in Mayo...
A lot of them are though, aren't they, of IFAF?
Well, I'm not sure, but let's say you're Mayo Archers, and it's your year to do it. That's a hell of a long way to run the logistics of it.
Well, I don't know. I think there's a way around. You don't have to be physically there all the time.
But
you might have to be there physically.
You can't
4 extra days.
But you can't depend on NLD doing all the putting the stuff out for you.
No, of course not.
So you're going
that's
to
what I mean. Maybe an extra 2 days for some personnel.
But you're not going to get... I don't know, but I'm speculating here based on our experience of running shoots. You're not going to get into the venue that many days in advance. That venue is used for other things.
Of course, yeah.
So if you're lucky, going to get in on Friday night to set up for Saturday.
Yeah.
So you need to bring your entire crew from Mayo, from Dundalk, from...
Should they be there anyway?
When
you think of it, if they're travelling that far, they'd probably come down.
Most people would travel down the morning of.
Well, that'd be me. I'm that kind of guy.
Yeah. So if it's in your home environment, you can then get your people in when they're needed.
But even from here, what is it from here? An hour and a half from here, I think.
Yeah.
To get to the set too.
And it is convenient for a lot of IFAF clubs, but not for all of them. So should clubs that are further away not ever be in a position to host?
Yep. As long as I can get there convenient enough.
You've got, you have other big venues around the country. You have the arena in UL. That's a 30 target venue.
There's a few universities that have the capacity.
The Kingfisher Hall in the University of Galway is a 30 plus target hall. You have the National Arena, but now that's out of sight expensive to rent.
Yeah.
But you could hold up to 60 targets in it. You have Gormanstown College.
That would make sense to why there wasn't anyone putting forward their name to do it if they didn't have the capacity.
Exactly. Now the thing about these halls I'm naming, most of them are long in one direction only. So you could put 60 targets this way, but you'd still only be able to put 20 targets out for a flint because you'd have to rotate the hall.
See, I don't.
A target that a venue that is 30 yards wide, but long enough to put in the big number of targets, they're very few and far between. You could put in the Cork City's hall at the rugby club.
Yeah.
You could put 30 targets across that hall, shooting side to side, and shoot the indoor round.
Yeah.
But you want to hold a flint.
Well, they seem to be pushing the flint.
Yeah, but you're then going to have to turn this way, and you'll only get 12 targets for the flint element.
Yeah.
So these are the logistical things that have to be considered as a shoot organiser.
But still, I mean...
So having a hall that's 20 yards in one direction...
Well, that's the thing. Find the halls that accommodate that.
But then you have to also have it that it can handle 30 yards the other way.
So find the halls that will accommodate... This is how I see it. All right, how many halls in the country can do that?
I would
say... how many they are.
There's 4 halls that I've shot in that could handle both a flint and an indoor round without having to move the targets.
I'd be like sparking up a relationship with them.
Well,
nurture the fuck out of it.
The thing is, IFAF doesn't really have a presence in the colleges.
It's Archery Ireland, is it?
Yeah. So the ISAA is the Irish Student Archery Association, and they're affiliated to Archery Ireland.
Right.
So, for example, NUIG, or University of Galway, I think they're calling themselves now.
Right.
Great club. Great venue. The Kingfisher Hall is probably the best venue in the country to shoot in.
Okay.
Followed immediately by UL's arena. And those two could handle an IFAA indoor, as could Setu and DKIT. They're the four places where there is an archery club in existence.
Well, I'd rule out DKIT for the simple reason that I think you have to start moving forward thinking when there's archery on like a national or an international competition, that should be the only sport happening in the area. You can't be distracted by footballs and crowds.
Here's your other thing. In World Archery, we would normally have music pumping while we're shooting as well.
That's fine.
But that's not a thing in IFAA.
No, it's not. But like Archery Ireland did it this year, and I thought that's nice.
Oh yeah, we would all. That was the competition in DKIT was the first time we didn't have music going, and that's why you could hear the other things going on around us.
Yeah, because it's just, you can...
like our club has its own PA system, speaker system, all of that.
It can remove the weight of the occasion for you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You can.
Yeah.
It's like when you're watching a movie and you see a guy, and you're like, oh, well, I can't believe in this movie
If you watch videos of Vegas or of Nîmes in particular, you'll see lads bopping away there.
Yeah.
And I think it's great.
It is great.
And even at the outdoor shoots, you'll have music.
Sure, if you go over to Galt now shooting, I remember we were going to Galt, he always had music on. I thought it was the norm. I found out it wasn't. It sucked. It's good to have. It just loosens you up nicely.
But the other thing is, I found in IFAA, it's a lot more like golf. When you're shooting in the forest. People are
and you can get some people who are funny like that, but
never come across it in World Archery.
The mad cunts, like there's never a quiet moment.
Yeah,
you know who's a bit.
That's been a learning.
Squirrely,
that has been a learning experience for me each time I've shot in IFAF.
Well, every time I shoot, you're out with different teams. You're meeting different people nearly every time. You might get a run where you're with some people that you'd be talking to outside of shoots and stuff. Yeah. But for the most part,
But I have to say, that's something I'm loving about being involved with IFAF, is getting to know the Freestyle Unlimited lads in IFAF.
Yeah.
And those lads could do a decent job in World Archery as well, and so could the lads from the World Archery side.
They all harbour a very fucking serious ambition. Don't be fooled by their fucking messing. They're all serious archers.
I'm there to win.
Their ambitions they're nurturing them. That's all they're doing.
I am every Freestyle Unlimited shooter you meet has only one goal.
I think every archer really deep down, that's their goal.
Oh well, no, I'm talking about Freestyle Unlimited in particular, are looking to leave that X ring not existing.
You are destroyed. But see, in my head, because David he's a fucking the brother, he's a comp hunter, so you'd be on the same fucking wave, if you will, mentally, and. So I'm an anomaly to him when I'm talking about archery. My approach is
quite
very
an unusual
different.
Shooter to me. He shot skinny arrows.
Yes, I gave him shit about that too. We were going. I was saying from the last time, Doc said sponsored by Wavin.
That's why he had the pass-throughs.
All right.
Yeah.
But what's with the fucking fat arrows? Are you what's that about? Like,
so for indoors. I shoot World Archery mostly.
Okay.
The 10 ring is the size of a 5-cent coin.
Yeah.
So if I shoot a 23, which is the maximum limit for World Archery, I'm effectively making that 10 ring a bit bigger.
Right.
Okay. And also the arrows the X7 arrow, the 23 arrow is a lot cheaper than me shooting my X10 Pro Tours at it.
Are you saying the fat guy's cheaper?
Yeah. Substantially cheaper. So a set of competition arrows for a compound shooter in target archery, 400-500 quid.
Christ.
If you decide you're putting tungsten points in them, that's another 300 quid.
Fuck.
So, but the thing is, those arrows are weighed and they are the exact same. You don't have any differences.
Consistent.
Yeah. But you don't want to be shooting them indoors at a straw target, or, God forbid, a Stramit target. I don't know if you've ever shot Stramit. So, again, I've shot all over the world. I've shot at many different target mediums. Stramit is a roofing insulation.
Oh, fuck.
It's a mixture of straw and cement.
So you're getting explosions, you're telling me?
First time I went to Nîmes, they had Stramit targets, and I rocked up with another archer, and both of us were shooting Fat Boys.
Yeah.
Which are carbon arrows.
Yes.
And the carbon was being peeled off every shot. Between us, we arrived with 30 arrows. We left with 7 between us. And we were pooling arrows at the end to make sure we would get through the day.
That would sicken my shit.
In New Zealand, the targets for the IFAA round... Now, this was the World Masters Games. This is an International Olympic Committee round.
Yeah.
The targets were ton bags filled with compressed fleece of sheep.
Fuck.
They stank. But they were bulging. They were... I had a shot went in. The arrow went in and didn't come out the other side. The target was this width. My arrows are this length.
It's in there, like.
We had to go around the back and dig it out to find it.
No, that's not good.
In Vegas, they used ton bags filled with clothes on some of the targets.
I did that with my first homemade target.
They're not flat faced. They're bulging.
Well, what we did was, you know, the insulation.
Yeah.
You get a slab of insulation. We'd frame that.
Yeah.
Then put a box, and then fill the box with fucking bags of like old workwear.
Yeah.
And just fucking pack it in there. But a week later, the fucking garden looks like it threw up.
I'm about to completely blow your mind with the next target style. Softboard.
Yeah.
MDF.
That's messy.
Cut into strips, like planks.
Yeah.
2 metal bars, and you just drop them down and then you tighten them.
Like you do with the ones I have outside, kind
like
of?
Like the Super Butt style,
yeah.
But made out of MDF. And they were used, now I didn't shoot it, but they were used at a European or World Field Championships in Poland. I can't remember which it was. But that was the target medium. So targets...
But they'll still break up though, won't they?
Yeah.
MDF.
And when they get wet,
fuck.
They are virtually impossible to move weight-wise.
See, the guys I have there now are just absolutely perfect.
I honestly think they're the best type of target. See the ones with the yellow spots that you can remove.
Yeah.
So I was shooting the European Championships target again in Legnica in Poland.
Okay.
Shot my first end, 6 in the yellow. I think it was 58 or 57. It was an okay end. Went up, pulled my first arrow. The whole centre came out. Now this is the European Championships.
Did you put one hand on the target?
Yeah. Put it on the target, pulled, but the centre came out, the whole yellow centre.
Yeah.
And it happened to me. It happened on a few targets.
But that's common enough with the compounders, isn't it?
Yeah,
because of the power, like.
The problem is, as soon as they get wet, then the outdoor ones, they swell up and they push out as well.
Oh, the pop. That's the replaceable ones, is it?
Yeah.
You replace the X centre with that.
So every target medium has its positives and its negatives.
Yeah.
To my mind, best target out there is probably the Danage from Sweden or Denmark.
I'm still ignorant as fuck.
They're really thick of closed cell foam, but they're really hard to get your arrows out of.
Yeah.
But they don't tend to leak.
I find down in set 2, taking the arrows out was a fucking dose.
Lube. Lots and lots of lube.
That's it. I mean, I'm only shooting a recurve. I can imagine what it's like for the fucking compound arrows.
The fat arrows help.
Yeah.
They don't go as deep.
I suppose, yeah.
And also we can keep them in the yellow dots.
Mine were all over. Mine was like shotgun on a barn door. Like.
So, on the target I was on with, I think I was on with Keith and maybe Anto. And what we did was we actually adjusted the faces ever so slightly so that the top half of the yellow was in, because they're set up for IFAA, not for World Archery. We were able to manipulate them in such a way that most of the parts we were shooting at were in the yellow zone, so we were able to get them out.
Easy. How long are you doing archery? Can you remember when you started?
Early 2000s.
And you started with a recurve?
No.
Straight
in with compound.
Same as the brother.
So my dad my dad bought a compound back in 2000 at a market up the north.
Right.
And we knew nothing about archery. So we were down on a beach just outside Dundalk, shooting 200-300 yards at a box filled with rocks.
Oh, for fuck.
We knew nothing. We were finger shooting this thing, no sights, no nothing.
Oh, for fuck.
It was a Barnett Safari 2. But then I was working for the blood bank at the time.
Right.
And I was doing a clinic in RD quite locally, and I discovered the Irish Wheelchair Association had an archery club there. And my mother had always wanted to give it a go, and she was gutted when we got this Barnett and she couldn't pull it. It was a 70-pound bow.
Yeah, you think that's the norm, like...
I said it to her. I said, look, Ma, they're running a beginner course of some sort up in the Wheelchair Association in RD where we'd had the clinic.
Yeah.
Do you want me to sign you up for it? And sure, I'll go along to keep you company. I thought my mother would walk in, see lots of strangers, turn around and walk out. I had no more interest in taking up archery than the man in the moon. So I went along with her to keep her company. Been the good son. And in we walked. I fired one shot and I was completely hooked.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And that day I shot with a bow like that one.
Oh, yeah?
And I said it to the guy, Sean Heary, who was coaching at the time. He actually shot in the Paralympics in Beijing.
Oh, cool.
He was the coach there for the Wheelchair Association at the time. I said it to him, I have an old compound at home. And he said, bring it along, sure, and we'll give it a go. And after that, I've only ever really shot compound. Occasionally for a bet or a dare, like I was saying, I've shot a bare bow or a long bow or a recurve.
I think some of the lads that I know now who do the compound all the time, at home, just for a fucking break, they might take out a recurve and just have fun with it.
I do the same. I
mean? Just to kind of get rid of the stale.
Occasionally. For me, normally, that sort of bow comes out if I'm rehabbing an injury.
Yeah, that's another... thing I've seen. But I don't know, the story that you just said, it's like, do you ever read the Fan magazine? They do like a 20 questions.
I do, yeah.
And more, that's it's like, oh, the son, I brought the son in, fuck it, I said, get him into something. And before you know it, boom, they're shooting, and then they're in the club, then they're winning shit.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, I've read that maybe 6 different times from 6 different people in the 20 questions.
I did it the other way around.
You know how I got into it? I was like, big into the Native American Indian thing as a child. Big into it. Like, I hated cowboys. I always wanted them to lose, man. I fucking hated them. And the father is a carpenter, and I don't know, he must have been a bold boy. This one summer he had us for like a whole week. I mean, we all live at home, like the family's fine. It's just like the father doesn't want to be stuck with all the boys. I have 5 brothers, like, and 5 sisters, so we're all... I mean, the brothers are with the father. He's going down the river where he's all haunts used to be from my... And he'd tell you all about the trees and shit. And then he just took a few things that make a perfect bow, and he made us these killer bows, man. And the guards were called a few weeks later, but it was in my head from that moment, I'm definitely going to get into this.
The first time I ever shot a bow was at a scout camp in Larch Hill.
All right.
And I was there, scout camp, great crack, loved it as a kid, I was 13 years of age. Got really bad diarrhea. And when they were all out heading on the hikes and that, I had to stay near the toilets.
Yeah.
But there was archery available right beside the toilet. So I did archery every day. Turns out I'm brutally allergic to eggs, and that was the problem.
Oh, dude.
It was causing the diarrhea. But it meant that I was shooting the bow constantly because every group that would come through, I'd stick in with. It's the National Scout Centre up there, and it's a fabulous facility. But they had a little archery range, and I was shooting with every group of scouts that came through because fun. It was something I could do while staying within touching distance of the toilets.
It was safe.
And so that was my first exposure to archery, and I loved it then. Built a few bows at home like everybody does, shooting,
I'd never chance making a bow.
We were firing arrows made out of steel, out of steel wire. And they were fairly lethal, sticking them in barn doors and that as a kid. But
I bet. Fuck that. No, it's look, like I said, this was meant to be about art, this fucking podcast. And then people kept saying,
well, you just added Cherie on the end of it.
Like, what?
You just added Cherie on the end of it.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta just put your plans aside.
Yeah.
I believe they're just put in place initially anyway to make you get off your arse and start the thing.
Yeah.
Then you got to let the thing go where it's going to go.
Yeah, well, look, my sporting life started with a 3-legged race.
A 3-legged race?
In the Wexford Rural School Sports.
Rural had to be in that sentence, like.
The Wexford Rural School Sports. With a guy who was one of my best mates until, unfortunately, he passed away. He was a fisherman.
All right.
And his boat went down.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah, and we won a bronze medal at the Rural School Sports, and that was a huge deal in the school at the time.
Oh yeah, I remember back in those days it would be.
Then there was hurling, there was football, there was rugby, there was... I never envisaged my competitive outlet becoming archery.
Well,
I would have thought going into the age I am now, I'd probably be playing chess, not out wandering around a forest or shooting in the middle of a big open field for national titles.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot to be said for was it Muhammad Ali was fucking saying you live 3 lives, and they're all looking at him like he had, punch brain or whatever, and he's like, your first life is your parents' child, your second life then is you're a teenager, you're developing, you're seeing the world. And then your third life is you're independent from them because you've evolved to being an adult, and your brain is constantly changing. You're constantly changing, and life is constantly changing. But it's like you get to a stage then where you're pretty. It's slow. All the changing kind of slows down. It's you got your nailed on things around that time, and you might take what you want from the early days. You're not aware of it. It's not like you sit down and make a fucking list. But your subconscious is kind of, it knows what you want, and it gives it you, presents it to you.
3 lives, 2 deaths.
Yeah, well, is there death?
Well, you die once physically, and the second death is the last time somebody mentions your name.
Your body dies. You don't die.
And the second time is the last time somebody mentions your name. I think it was Nietzsche said that.
Well, then there's a lot of people not dying because they've have videos all over YouTube and someone's playing them randomly through their fucking life.
Somebody hits random play on YouTube and you're going to come up in 100 years time.
Cunt. Mommy, he said a bad word. Yeah, look, sometimes I don't know, sometimes you just wonder what the fuck is going on with people. When the noise you make with your fucking mouth, the air that comes out of you, it's just like, see there, I don't know if you follow news, I hate it, but I'm addicted. I keep fucking looking at headlines, and then if there's something I dive into it. I'm an
absolute news junkie.
I hate it, but at the same time I want to know, because I know they're lying to us anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter.
It's a matter of being able to cut through the bullshit.
It's a full-time fucking job. But you know the guy who's he's on the board at Manchester United, he's some fucking rich guy in England, an Englishman.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Anyway, he was being interviewed on something. I mean, the guy's a multi-billionaire. He's a very successful businessman. Ineos, he has that, and some other things. But he said something there in an interview about, well, look, England is, what did he say? Basically, that's been colonised. And the uproar over a man expressing his simple view and opinion. And he had actually some very good stats to support. Now, fair enough, colonise probably a bit too far. That's more of an emotional statement as opposed to a factual one.
So a lot of people...
But he got lambasted, man.
See, a lot of people view things how they see it right now. So if you're living in a place where there's a lot of people have arrived, you're going to have an emotional response to that. But when you dig down into the figures, I see this all the time on social media. People saying the UK has been colonised by Islamics.
Well, sensationalism is what runs
it's all sensationalism.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 3.2% of the population of the UK are Islamic. That's 3.2% of, 70 million people?
70 million, yeah.
It's a very small number. But to the human eye, what is different appears bigger. So, to a person like that, seeing white people, they're not going to notice them or register them. They'll only remember the odd person they see who looks different to them. So they will develop a reaction to that and their belief will become that these people are everywhere, they're trying to take over, when in fact they're a very tiny minority, and they're just being influenced by people who are selling hate.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that.
And
it's been politicised the fuck. Like.
So my thing, I believe all people are equal. I don't care what a person is, what they want to be. Why would it bother me? I'm me. I believe all people are created equal and all people should be treated equal until they deserve to not be. So if you commit a crime, I don't care if you're white, black, Hispanic, it doesn't matter, Islamic, it doesn't matter. Where you come from doesn't apply. It's, are you a good person or are you a bad person? It's like in archery. You shoot a personal best. You immediately, in your head, that now is your average. The fact that you just had a spectacularly good day that day, and when you go out next week and you hit 5 points above your season average when you work it out, you're still only comparing yourself to what you did last week in perfect conditions when everything was right, and you walk away pissed off.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
And rightly so, I think.
Because
you should walk away pissed off.
But the whole point of a personal best is that it is the best you have ever done.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But it should become your new target to be your norm.
Oh, absolutely. It should become your target, but it's not your norm yet.
No.
And people have the same visceral reaction. They only remember
the
bad things. And they've been influenced by most of the problematic stuff in Ireland at the minute is being influenced by state actors from abroad.
Yeah.
This thing of, I love our flag. But this thing this thing of seeing our flags ragging up, stuck to lampposts at half mast, it does my head in.
I ignore all of this because it's not conducive
Tommy
to a
Robinson
good day.
told everybody in England to put up their flags to
it's us and them mentality.
Yeah, to piss on a lamppost and show. That's all it is. They're just pissing on lampposts, going, "This is our territory," like dogs.
I think it feels to me like, and I'm not just saying this about Ireland, based on what you're shown on a regular, it feels as if, as a species, the majority of we'll say, the population, it's just fucking, it's kind of, it's let itself go big time.
I don't agree.
In their head, morally.
Yeah, what I'm seeing
self-respect
is a very small but very loud minority are making a lot of noise. And the problem is the powers that be listen to the noise, not to the realities.
Well, the powers that be are just incompetent for the best of times. Historically.
To a point, yes.
But, I mean, the fact, if you're thinking right and you're met with situation or information, let's be more accurate, that is driving you insane. In this day and age, it's very fucking easy to find an authority on the topic.
To find an echo chamber you can get into. Who
will fucking have done multiple interviews where they're being attacked, where they're, but they fight their cause and they give their facts. And their studies will show X, Y, and Z. Sometimes they're lambasted and they're scapegoated for whatever political purpose. But you can find, reason. Yeah. You can find
You also have
truth.
to remember, empty vessels do make the most noise.
Yeah, that's a bullshit thing as well. Because, I mean, like I said earlier on, we're emotional entities. Yeah. You know what I mean? But each and every one of us.
The fear
we'd like to think we're not, but we are.
So what happens a lot is you get a person riled up about something. They then slide away from their social group that they're normally in because their concepts become twisted. And the people they're normally around are going like, wouldn't really go for a pint with him anymore. And then they slide into a group that only agrees with their opinions. So they then start to believe that everybody shares their worldview.
But why are people so tied up on a worldview? Like,
well, it's the same way cults...
Life changes, man. Yeah, everything changes.
It's the same way cults recruit. They slowly edge you away and then they draw you in.
Look, it's a fact that people are easily manipulated, no matter who you think you are.
To me, that flag, the most important colour on that flag is the white.
The white, yeah. I like that.
And
I like it.
People need to think about that before they go hanging their flags out. That flag is based on equality and unification, not on hatred.
That's why I was a bit annoyed with the whole triple lock thing.
The triple lock. This is going to be controversial.
I just think, leave it the fuck alone. Lads.
So, the triple lock at the minute means that Russia, the USA, China, Britain and France, any one of them can control our foreign policy. So, let's say the UK decides it's going. Let's say the US decides it's going to war with Greenland. It's hopefully not going to happen, but let's say something goes wrong and it happens, and then there's a peace process, and they need peacekeepers. We are a neutral country. We are respected around the world.
Yet the military American planes are landing in Shannon from a long time now.
That's a requirement under international law. Same as during the Cold War, the Russian planes were refuelling in Shannon.
Were they?
Yeah.
Do you remember the one about the lady going into Shannon with the hatchet?
Yeah. But here's the thing.
The plane.
By law, and it's a maritime law, but it has gone over to air travel as well. So during World War II, for example, the Battle of the River Plate.
I know nothing about this.
Okay. School me. A German warship was a commerce raider. It was involved in wartime activities, and it was chased into Montevideo Harbour, where it was allowed to refuel. Because neutral countries have to refuel but not rearm any vessel that comes in requiring it, and allow them to conduct repairs.
What's that for? To give them a chance to retreat?
Well, you can't have ships at sea as a neutral country that are going to sink because they've been battle damaged. So you're allowed to repair and refuel, but not rearm.
Fucked up.
I know, but once you have refueled, you have to leave. Once that's done, you must leave within 3 days. But if a ship from another aggressor nation leaves, you're held for a further 3 days before you're allowed to leave.
Right.
It's the same thing in Shannon, only it's with aircraft. You can't have planes running out of fuel.
No.
So that's why they land in Shannon. Shannon is actually an emphasis of our neutrality, because it's a free airport that... During the Cold War, the Russians, I think, ran on Jet 3 fuel and the Americans ran on Jet 2. So Shannon was the main refueling base for all Aeroflot flights. Used to be a great place to plane spot.
I bet.
You'd get amazing planes coming in and out.
See, this is another perfect example now, because I was under the impression down to media coverage that this was like an illegal activity.
Yeah, no. Now, it would be if they're carrying weapons through or if they're renditioning prisoners through, for any country. So if the plane gets inspected and it's found to be doing that, then that's a different ball game. But as it stands, the basics of what are happening, we might not like it. I would prefer if no belligerent nation's aircraft landed in Ireland.
Yeah, I'd be in agreement.
But if they're just landing to refuel, that is international law.
But you'd have to be very naive to assume that is the case for the majority of it.
My understanding is that there is robust inspection, that we're not told everything that's 100%. Happening.
100%.
Because there's a lot of information, genuinely, we don't need to know as a people.
It's like they say when you're going running for office and you're promising all this, but when you get into office and then you're privy to information you weren't privy to before you got in there, then you say, okay, I got to change my stance on a few things.
I will immediately abolish all fees for healthcare.
Yeah.
You walk into office, the first thing that happens, a civil servant sits down with you and goes, this is the money available. And you go, oh, fuck. I can't do that anymore. It's not that they're backing down on their promise. They still firmly believe it, but suddenly they're hit with an awful dose of reality that the only way to do that is to charge every person in the country 50% tax.
Yeah.
At a minimum. And that's just not going to work.
I suppose it doesn't help when you see the fuckers give themselves raises when the rest of the country are majority of them are working hard jobs and they're still not able to pay the bills.
So
and yet these guys go and give themselves these hefty pay raises.
You really are drawing out my controversial side now.
That does not bode well for popularity.
So, what is the Taoiseach?
Good question.
The Taoiseach is the CEO of Ireland, effectively.
Is he? Or is he?
Effectively, yes.
Is Ireland run by itself or is it run by England?
That's a whole different ballgame we'll come to in a minute. But to start with, he's the CEO of a company of 5 million people. Mm. So he's paid $287,000 a year. Name me another company with 5 million employees where the CEO is so poorly paid.
Poorly paid? I don't know if they're poorly paid. There's benefits.
In terms of relative to the job, if you're at that level that you would be the CEO of a company of 5 million people, you would be...
Well, if that's the case, if he's the CEO of a company of 5 million people, why are they putting teachers in there? Why aren't they putting businessmen in there?
Because that's what the people elect.
The fuck, that's what the choice was given to the people.
Well, no, not necessarily.
The machine, I would suspect, has long since Hawke's days has been telling you this is your choice.
But it's up to people to put themselves forward.
Oh, come on, I've seen people put themselves forward and be attacked by the machine.
Be better than them.
You have to be.
Go to the right people.
Yeah, you're not.
This is not an advertisement for my own business.
It's a fucking messy affair.
Yeah.
It's something you need to be dedicated to. I don't believe in tipping my toe and shit.
I'll put it this way: I don't believe anybody goes into Dáil Éireann with ill intent.
Well, I had a guy on here, right, and he went for that big fucking spot, the national elections, once upon a time, and he failed. Did he
also run for Brussels recently?
No, because he's up in Dublin now. He's got it. What do you call it? He's a
TD.
Yeah, and he's one of the fucking. I know him a long time, and he's just one of those fucking people you meet that will do everything. If you ask him to help you with a thing, they'll exhaust every avenue. And right. He's like that with everybody.
And that's great to have.
And you would like that to be the case for all of them.
To me, that's a TD not doing his job.
Why not?
So, a TD should never be worrying about the pothole outside your house. That's the councillor's job. The TD should be there to deal with national level issues.
Well, he's a TD now. Yeah. I haven't seen him since he become a TD.
But do you know what I'm saying?
He's a councillor to put pressure on the council to do your potholes.
And that's the way it should be. It should be councillor deals with. But
what I'm saying is that was a man who did his job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he did it thoroughly. Because he was here. It was late when he was here. It was a night time. And when he was leaving here, he was going to talk to somebody about a thing who had a problem.
Look, one of my local councillors, I fundamentally disagree with most of his policies. Yet I will say he is the best councillor in my area.
Yeah.
Because his national level policies I don't agree with.
But that's irrelevant.
But that's irrelevant because he's not a national level politician. But he pays lip service to those.
They have to, don't they? It's the game.
Yeah. But at a local level, he does his job. And he does it to his own detriment at times.
I think the good ones do.
And that's what you want in a politician.
Yeah.
And, God forbid, that's what we want in our associations as well, to lead our associations.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you're in charge of an archery association or of a national government.
It's meant to be for the betterment of the fucking sport.
So, when you look at the throne, you see everything that should be fixed.
Yeah.
When you sit on the throne, it's different because you are then limited. You can't be idealistic about it.
You're aware of more.
Yes.
It's like when I got glasses, I didn't realise how blind I was till I put them on.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's the chairperson of a club, an association, a region, or running for the highest offices in the land. Mm. You have keys to power who you have to satisfy. And in addition to that, although I think this might be for a different podcast, you have all of these things acting upon you that you have to satisfy before you can do what you want to do. Mm. So it's not always easy. And sitting at the back end of it, you look at it and go, why aren't they doing what they said they would do?
Yeah.
And a lot of the time it's because they can't. And the problem then arises communication. They don't communicate that back down the line that, look, I thought I'd be able to fix this.
Well, transparency is an illusion. It's
but
not going to happen in that, especially in running of a country.
A lot of it just comes down to they don't have time.
They don't have time, and then I've seen them all now. They're all robots. They're all talking the same way. They're all using the hands. They're all doing this shit, and they're all so trained.
You can identify.
You can
identify which training school they went to by the hand gestures.
It's crazy.
The good ones will have a 35 repeating hand gestures. The lesser ones will be 16 or 8.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that is nuts.
Politics.
I think the best way to learn how to communicate.
But you even use repeating hand gestures.
Yeah, but I'm tapped. Okay.
But you taught them yourself. You taught them to yourself.
Exactly.
But you go through the same series of hand gestures over a 5-minute period every time.
Yeah, but that's like, I didn't get trained for that.
And now you're becoming very conscious of them.
But you know, if you go, like when I started doing podcasting, okay, I was singing Piece of Cake. I'm okay with people, I can talk to people. That's grand.
Yeah.
But when you're in a fucking empty room and a camera, it's very different then. You're very aware of the fact that you're talking out loud to nobody.
Yeah.
And that gets into your natural fucking thing is gone.
Have you ever been into a radio studio?
Yeah, my father had a pirate radio station, dude.
And they're sitting there on their own and they're giving it.
Yes.
Because they need to get into that space.
But they have music.
No, but I'm talking about, say, a chat show.
All right.
They're really animated.
Yeah.
When they're sitting there and there's just a glass wall over there with people sitting behind it.
But that's a plus for them, to see the people.
Yeah, but...
When you're in here just looking at paintings.
True. But
it's just weird at the beginning.
It's part of media training that you need to be able to...
fire yourself up.
Yeah.
See, I think that's the problem with media and media training. I think you need to just be real.
No, but it's like talking on a phone. If you're in customer service, you're taught to smile while talking into the phone.
I actually covered this one time.
It warms your voice, allegedly. But these are the things that people
It's like having happy people around you 24/7. You know straight away.
Christ,
no one's fucking... Is that scary?
That would suck balls.
You'd have to start slapping
Nobody's
people
that happy.
I keep them away from me. I come in here so many now I'm gone beyond explaining why I even do what I do. I just know what I like.
Do it for you.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
That's all. Now when I come in and it's like...
If people decide to watch...
100%.
Great.
But the thing is, after a while you're like, you know... Once you realise, because I got into a fucking temper tantrum and I just went... Blah, 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 and then I was about to delete it and I was watching it and goes, that's kind of funny. It's embarrassing, but I would laugh genuinely at it.
Yeah.
So I fucking uploaded it. And then I'd think about that the next time. And within 3 or 4, I felt very comfortable.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's still a long way to go, but it's like, you don't know what you're doing, but you know that you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
So then it's like, figure out, okay, just be disciplined. You know what I mean? And then it's like, it took the interest... I think
your podcast would be a lot less interesting if you were too disciplined.
Dude, discipline is timekeeping, and that's where it ends. Once a week. Because I remembered, and the only reason is, I fell in love with a few podcasts, okay? And I'd be like, clockwork, every week, I factored it into I'd be listening to this or to that. And next thing, okay, they're not there this week. They're not there. They're gone. They're not coming back. And you're like... It annoyed me no end.
Well, doing a podcast is an extremely stressful commitment for a person to make to themselves.
It is at the start.
Because, well, no, think about it.
Once you get used to your bit of editing, you get rid of what you don't want it too polished. You just want what you got. Just like...
But it's finding material for every week is tough.
That's the good thing, though. That's the stick you beat yourself with to not be a lazy cunt. You know, you are going to be more attentive to what you're actually interested in, and you might get off your arse and go places, and then you bring it all in. Like, it's the funniest little things. It kind of just takes off. You kind of wake up to yourself. You know what I mean? It's like, I've been in a coma all along, and this little thing has kind of... there's a word for it when you get a talisman. Yeah. It's like a talisman for what's already there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's because when I was struggling with my form of painting, we'll say, because it's like writer's block, I suppose. I needed something to replace that while I was waiting for that to come back, and that was, I don't know, I found it as a creative element, because it is, you're communicating your thing anyway, your thoughts, whatever. You'll have people say, please stop doing that, you're embarrassing me, you're embarrassing this, and you're like, fuck you, I'm not here to fucking please you, you fucking cunt. And then it's like your language, you're swearing too much because you got onto topics like politics and religion, and you realise I really get temperamental over these things.
How did we get there from me coming in to talk about the mistakes made in the Nationals?
Because I'm making mistakes. We all make mistakes, that's what I'm getting at, in a roundabout way. But I think you're on about your club being innovative and all that. Get your club, get onto your whoever, and get a fucking club podcast. Just do once a fortnight.
Yeah, see, that comes down to time commitments. We are a very competitive club.
But you meet up for shoots or practices, don't you?
Yeah, but we're spread across the country as a club.
How many training halls do you have?
We have training in Monaghan, 2 centres in Louth and Wexford.
Jesus, that's a headache. That's a headache, lad. I watch the lads at Red Fox, and fucking hell, they're saints. But they do a lot, and I'm looking at them, I'm not going over there because I have to get in the van, I have to drive over there, and it's like,
no, don't get me wrong.
Any of that.
The Wexford thing is a new addition.
Right.
I'm from Wexford originally. I moved home.
Right.
And we got a forest, so we went for it. The forest is new as well. We'll be hoping to start running stuff there in the near future.
And just general location in regards to...
Okay, so you know
about... The Don's gaff. You know where Don's place is?
That's Wexford Archers in Ross.
Yeah.
Well, we'd be over towards Wexford Town, Rossler Harbour area.
So, in a time frame from his...
Okay, so you know the Horse and Hound, where you turn to go down to Dunbrody?
Yeah.
We would be 20 minutes from there.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
That'd be grand. I'm always thinking of selfish. You have to be selfish, okay? You have to be selfish. If you want to be good at a thing.
No, at the minute we're exploring the forest. Finding where to put targets, that sort of stuff.
That's a trick in itself, I imagine.
Well, I've run World Archery field shoots before.
Yeah.
So I know safety, all that sort of stuff, and that's what we're looking at the minute is... See, one of the key things of archery in field that a lot of people miss, it's supposed to be a test of your ability to shoot unknown distances over unknown terrain.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be a test of your ability to scramble over rocks while carrying a bow.
And damaging a very expensive bow.
My goal with this course is to make it that the walk between targets isn't too tough.
Yeah.
But that the shots are tough.
Yeah. You know what shots I like in the woods? You know when the trees it's like they create this fucking tight channel. I love those shots, dude.
I will manipulate trees and branches and cut grass in certain ways to make distances mess with your head.
Wexford is the biggest culprit for that. Wexford.
You've never shot one of mine.
Dude, Wexford. I've been there. I love shooting there because it's fucking challenging,
Yeah.
And it's
a fabulous course as well.
It's a voodoo course. It's like...
Now, we're talking about the Wexford Archers course. Wexford Archers course.
Is that Don's gaff?
I think that's Don and Deirdre.
Yeah. That's the one I'm on about.
Lynn and...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at the big house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's fabulous.
Matrix. Fucking Matrix is what that is.
The succulent plants and that and all. It's just a fabulous course.
Fantastic, yeah. And when you look at the space that it's in...
Honestly, any IFAF course I have shot, and I haven't shot that many over the years, but I've shot a few. They all bring different and unique qualities.
100% they do. They've all got a identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I'm looking for at the minute in our forest is for that signature shot.
Yeah. Like the cliff at Dunbrody.
Yeah. The cliff at Dunbrody. Have you ever shot Wicklow Archers?
Not yet.
There's a shot they put on sometimes, and it's down. I'd say it's an 80-degree downhill.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Do you shoot the angle or the distance?
Pardon?
When you're Or, when you're shooting up or down,
So,
a steep incline?
Always cut. Always remove for angle. Gravity only works in this direction.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't matter if the target is 60 metres below you, it's the distance from you to the target in the straight line that matters.
Yeah. Because I always think...
Now, I should emphasise at this point, field archery is not my speciality.
Mine either.
Target archery is where I'm at my most comfortable.
Right.
But the basics of it are, if you're shooting up or down, so let's say the shot is from here to there.
Yeah.
But it's actually way up there.
Right.
It's actually only this distance that really matters.
I don't know. I'm kind of, where I am. I have all the how I'm going to shoot it, but when I step up to the pin or to the line, it's like something else is in charge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of way. And I tend to trust it.
I went first field and hunt round, broke 1,000. Came away. I had no real reference point to it.
Yeah.
Came away. Turns out that's an A-class score, so it can't be that bad.
Okay.
And I've maintained that at every field and hunter I've gone to since. I've always managed to maintain the A-class rating.
Well, I can't say such things.
That's based on my ability to shoot a bow, not my fieldcraft. Fieldcraft is something I'm now learning.
Right. So you should improve your score on that.
Yes.
As you learn.
Exactly. But that's the way it works. You have people who are really good archers, and you have people who have really good fieldcraft.
Right.
And the ideal is that you can meld those two together.
Yeah, it's not impossible. Actually.
So, for 3Ds, I really struggle with distance. Because
you're not alone.
I don't, because it's trying to figure out the frame of reference as to, for example, how big this fella is.
Yeah.
So that I can work out how far away he is.
Because some of the fuckers will put a target out and you'll be thinking it's huge.
Yeah.
But when you get to it, it's not huge at all.
There was one I was shooting one day and they had the standard black bear.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it going, that looks way too close. Turns out it was a really small standard black bear.
Yeah.
Not the standard guy. It was a tiny little one.
Dude, that's been... but it's like... time. You need time.
Yeah.
That's what
in the
is.
end, I went with my gut and went, that's close and small. And I got it.
Yeah.
But that was a head.
What I'm finding, I should say, now when I'm out in the woods shooting, is to not be in a hurry. Take your fucking time. Take your time. Properly observe the shot that needs to be, and then just fucking. If I keep if I put my arrow, bring it up, if I'm all ready to just look at the fucking target. And whatever happens thereafter, if my gap changes, so be it.
So in World Archery Field, we can measure using elements of our bows.
Right.
So, for example, we come up on the outer edge of the page, and depending how much we can see, we can gauge measurements quite accurately.
See that now, and the gap card in my category, I just think they should be banned.
Yeah. But for
they're actually...
Well, you can't...
You're handicapping yourself.
You can't really ban it because you're measuring using your equipment.
I know, but still, it's you're not helping yourself, really.
Well, no, it's that there's no way to write a rule to ban it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, people, if they take it on board and say, you know what,
but when it comes to 3D, I will step to the line, I'll step to the mark, and I will go with the first measurement that comes into my head.
Instinct.
Because I have found,
experience.
For me, that works better.
That's it, now, finding what works for you.
My wife is really good at measuring that. Give her a ruler and ask her to measure something. That's a different ballgame. Sorry.
Oh, I tell you.
Please don't hurt me when I get home. But
what the fuck? That's not a fridge.
But no, in terms of measuring on the field course, she's really good.
That's weird because men are meant to have the spatial awareness superior to the women. That's actually one of the defining biological factors of a man.
I've been trying to figure out, and I've asked her, and she can't explain it to me, but she does something like this, and I don't know what she's doing, but it works for her.
Dude, I've been trying every fucking thing. I've been thinking
Whereas I'm doing...
I'd be looking at the pins, you know, and I extrapolate visually, and I'm like, that's stupid. That's not going to work.
On a field course, a World Archery field course, I'm there doing trigonometry.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But on an IFAA one, I'm looking at it going, yeah, that looks like roughly bang.
But that's the best. I think that's the best approach, isn't it? I'm feeling that
for me,
looking at it and just...
For me, that's what works.
You know.
And now, at some point, I will figure out how to measure it.
Yeah.
But because the targets are all different sizes, it's difficult.
Yes.
And I have nothing but admiration for the lads when I see them going around a field course, just kill.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it going, I don't know how these guys are doing it.
I think the best thing, but I keep saying it, try not to think.
I know if they're in my environment, my natural environment, which is target archery, they're going to struggle with it because it's different.
Yes, it is totally different. The whole way your head is so different.
Yeah. And I
in
know
those two different environments.
Had I found archery while I still lived in Wexford, I'd be saying the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Because Wexford's real 3D country.
Yes.
Whereas Louth is real target country.
Yeah, but I mean, like you were saying earlier on, it's only beneficial to marry or merge into the two for the archer that does this. So they're a better archer at the end.
I do agree. I do firmly believe that.
Yeah.
And I definitely believe that playing around with 3D, taking the field and hunter round seriously and the indoor round seriously is making me a better archer.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And I'm not too shabby to start
Plus,
with.
you're probably going to shoot a bigger volume of arrows in the course of a year if you're involved with both.
Well, if you shoot target, you're going to shoot a far higher volume of arrows. So an average target day is 144 arrows plus sighters.
Fuck. What did I thought I got... there was one day I was going to shoot, and I was going to shoot 30 arrows, I'll be honest. I said I'll shoot 5 as a warm-up, maybe 10, and then I'm going for 30, okay? And I ended up shooting 90, but I thought I shot 100, because my group is getting so tight at 29, 30. I was like, oh, just one more batch of 5, and I'm sure I get it there. And it was like fucking shotgun. So I went another 30, and the same scenario did at the end of that 30. So I was like a fucking mouse on a fucking wheel, getting nowhere. But you were, because you're enjoying the whole. It's like being a kid running down the hill. Any minute now, you know in your heart you're going to fall, but you laugh.
I still, every time, I'm, as I said, 27 years shooting, 25 years competitively shooting. First time on an Irish team was 2007. No, 2008. 7 or 8. Every time I pick up that bow, I still go, yeah, I want to do this.
100%.
I love this.
Even when I'm pissed off with it, I'll fucking show you.
So, to me, and I know this came up on your last podcast, to me, a bad day shooting is better than a good day not shooting.
Well, I still disagree with that comment. Well, yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah,
but
he's right.
Yeah. See, that's why we've very different temperaments. I get too animated altogether, and it'll just infect the whole day, week even.
You take me out of archery, I'm very animated about everything. But archery is my calm place. I know there's a lot of people will hear that and go, did Rogers just say that?
Well, but perception is a weird thing, and I'm sure
internally, archery is my calm place. And it doesn't matter if I'm emotional, if I'm angry, if I'm happy, if I'm sad. We got word during the shoot in Dundalk that my uncle was going to pass away in the next few days. During midway through day 2. My cousin came in and let us know, look, my mum's brother, she had said to her, look, could you come in afterwards? He's not good. He passed away on Wednesday. But even that news, that was turmoil. We're a very close family. I have a huge extended family, but we're very close.
Yeah.
But I still continue shooting middle, because archery is my focus place.
You can detach.
Yeah. I can compartmentalise it.
Yeah.
Between ends was like, oh, jeez. No. Right. Beep, beep.
Yeah.
You know?
Is it only archery that you have in that regard?
No, but the only one I want to talk about.
Yeah, I hear you. No, I have a bunch. Well, I say I have a bunch, but they're all similar. They all share the same.
You've got painting, you've got writing.
Yeah, I've got watching. There's this thing I've got into.
Actually, there's another place where I'm very calm. And this is going to make me sound like an awful fucking anorak.
Anorak? What the fuck is an anorak?
Ship spotting and plane spotting.
I don't get it.
Neither do I, but I love it.
When I was a kid, I used to draw all kinds of jets and shit.
I live 5 kilometres from Rosslare Port.
Right.
And since Brexit, Rosslare Port is booming. There's ships coming in constantly.
And would you photograph?
No, I just like to look at them.
Yeah.
So I'll go down to the port and sit off up on the top. There's a big bank overlooking Rosslare Port, and there's a grotto up there. And the locals, any of the locals will go up there, park and just sit and look at the ships.
Would you not photograph them?
No.
Why not?
Because I'll never go back and look at them.
Like the photos?
Yeah.
But you could just fucking...
So I see an awful lot of people. I see an awful lot of people living through their screens.
Yeah.
Going to an event and looking at...
Yes.
I'm looking at them going like... Rugby matches, prime example. And they're there and they're filming this bit and they're filming that bit. If I want to look back at it, RTE, Virgin or Sky will have done a damn sight better job of recording that moment than I will.
Well, there's certain things I'd be fully in agreement for people with the camera thing, but not this shit. Yeah. I mean, I'd be like...
But
everyone else kind of documenting it as...
I'll go back and look through family photos.
Oh, we don't have many of them.
Like we have photos of my great-great-grandparents.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And way back. We have pictures, the War of Independence, family and that. We have pictures of all that sort of stuff. And I'll go back and look through them, look through even my own baby photos. And because close family.
Yeah.
All my family are in these.
Yeah.
But take a photo of a ship. I'm never going to go back and look at that. If I want to see the ship, I'll go back down to the port the next day.
Yeah, but it's just like... it's just to add another dimension to the experience. You can spend most of your time looking and then a small amount of the time perfecting the photograph.
No, it's just never been me. I just like to experience a thing in the moment. I'm blessed with a really good memory.
I am not.
Yeah. I don't need to take a snapshot of something to remember it.
Well, I'm not great with keeping
But actually,
photos.
I would say I'm blessed and cursed with a really good memory.
I just like to, evolve. And sometimes it's like, all right, clear house, burn the forest. We got to start afresh because things are weighing shit down and we need to fly.
Yeah.
And you just got to fucking, you've only one life. So fucking move on, move forward. Yeah. And enjoy. And have a laugh. Anything else you would like to say, young man?
I think we've pretty well covered it.
I think so.
Just once again, sorry the shoot wasn't to the standard we would have hoped for.
I wasn't there, buddy.
And sorry the numbers weren't there. I would have loved to have put on a far bigger shoot, but events conspired against us.
But look, I think it's still a very... There's great growth in Ireland in the sport, isn't there?
That is a factor. While it wasn't SETU standard, it was still the third biggest indoor championships in IFAF.
Yeah.
After SETU and SETU.
Well, look, that's a recent thing.
No, but there were indoor championships before that as well.
All right.
You see, you're just a baby archer. But
and I'm the one making all the fucking racket.
But no, it is contextual here. Like the halls now are still the numbers are substantially bigger than they were before SETU.
Yeah.
And hopefully they will grow to be bigger than SETU.
I think they will.
And hopefully they will continue that way. Because the one thing I want to see in this sport is the growth of the sport.
Well, look, one thing you'll see at IFAF shoots,
if it's to my own detriment and that there's better people than me come through, that will just push me to get better.
Look, again, I'm going to be honest. I'm just a selfish fucker. I just want to be awesome at archery for me. End of. But at saying that, when I go to the IFAF shoots, every other fucking shoot, you're going to see a bunch of fucking people there with their kids. And that's the future. And there's loads of fucking kids coming through, all ages, like. And that's great. But
if we can keep them. But at some point...
But you're going to lose them in the teens.
Well, you see, at some point they discover the opposite sex in cars.
And drink.
And that too, yeah.
And rock and roll.
But...
If there's any fucking left by there.
Like, in the sport, kids coming through to become seniors are very rare.
I don't know. I mean, again, I go back to like...
Sorry, by seniors I mean, I'm thinking in World Archery terms. So, for a person to go from, say, taking up the sport at 12 years of age...
Yeah.
To still being in it in their 30s.
Well, they might have taken 10 years off in between.
But no, I'm talking about who go that route. I can think of very few.
But that's the case in most sports, unless they're professional.
Even fewer who go from junior Irish teams to senior Irish teams.
Well, I think that's a lot to do with the rules and regulations.
Not really. I think it's that we're not doing enough to keep them engaged.
But at the end of the day, they're growing.
Yeah.
Like, it's normal, it's natural. And if the machine would just look at the facts and say, okay, this is a natural order of things. So just make it as good as you can make it for them while they're there. And when they come back then, they'll come back with a vengeance.
But we need to try and find a way to retain more people.
Well, stop fucking around with them. Make a fucking big deal out of the big events, because we do take it seriously, even if we don't talk about it. I know I've met so many guys who won't say boo to a mouse, but at some stage they'll let you know how fucking ripped they are about it.
I have my shoot plan drawn up for the next 12 months.
I'm just trying to decide will I go on Sunday or not. Can I go?
Yeah.
Will my reality allow it?
I have my shooting plan laid out in advance at all times.
And you're not alone. There's plenty of lads that are in that fucking frequency. You know what I mean? And I think it's all well and good to be encouraging the whole family situation. Of course it is, but not at the fucking not at the cost of these lads.
Encourage it as a sport.
Yeah, it is a sport.
Move away from the concept of a hobby. Stop calling...
When you meet the fucking lunatics in the woods, that's knocked out of you fairly lively.
But terms like... like it or not, we are athletes.
Yes.
In an athletic pursuit.
Yes.
And we should view ourselves as athletes.
Thankfully not soldiers, as it was once upon a time.
But we should view ourselves as athletes.
Yeah.
If you are competitive in a sport, you are an athlete. And move away from referring to going to club. Change that to going training.
Yeah.
Just little mindset changes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Have a huge impact.
Dude, for the first, say 8 months, psycho. I was like not talking to nobody.
Yeah.
I was just boom, boom, boom. Psycho.
Yeah.
I'm going to the Olympics. Like
things like now... I haven't made it to any of them, but the group sessions that are starting to run for Compound, I think that's a great innovation.
It is.
It's sharing.
I was jealous when I heard it.
Sharing. And I do hope to make it to one or two of them, and hopefully I'll be able to help some people. Hopefully I'll gather some knowledge myself as well.
That's the whole deal. Like
that's how my own club operates, is as a hive mind. Sharing.
That's what it's meant to be, pushing, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Because I know IFAF isn't in the line of having a national coach. I don't think it would work within IFAF because of you don't really have a structure that lends itself to squads.
No, but I know that there are things in the pipeline that they have ambitions.
Yeah.
For, I don't know, I tune out sometimes because, again, it's not what I'm in it for. But I know that they're banging on about stuff. But I know I look back 20 years from now and say, I knew I was fucking right. I knew that they just need a few colourful characters who love the fucking, just the whole joy of it, banging on about it.
Don't get me wrong, not everything is rosy with coaching systems either.
No, I can tell you.
I'm in Archery Ireland all these years. In the length I've been there, we've had one national compound coach. And one guy who was a good coach in both. That was Keith Hamlin, was good at both. I fundamentally disagreed with him at times in his planning.
Yeah, but you could see.
But he was a good coach.
Yeah.
And Alistair Whittingham, who's shooting this weekend, who the Irish compound archers got together and hired in.
Right.
At the time to coach us.
Yeah.
And when we did that, the standard of shooting in Archery Ireland in compound shot up to a massive degree. And getting a coach like that in helps everyone, and rising tide raises all boats.
Of course it does.
Because the standard of those who weren't going to those sessions had to improve to keep up, or you were going to end up with a cliff.
See, that's why I still believe, even, looking at all the silly little mistakes we all make every day, even in our sport, I still think there's a fucking massive amount of potential there.
Yeah.
To be nurtured. And I know a lot of people are individually taking on their own fucking thing and saying, right, I'm doing it myself.
Yeah. The other thing I would love to see develop is groups of clubs in local areas. Now, I don't know what the situation is in Cork. I think in this sort of area, there's 4 or 5 clubs around here, yeah? Mm. I know in Wexford there's 4 or 5 clubs.
There's a whole cluster, yeah.
Yeah. Why not have Wednesday night leagues during the summer, where you've got, it's bright until 9, 10, 11 o'clock
Well,
at
I
night.
know now, last year it was Limerick and Blackcastle Archers. They did like a months to 100 thing, but it was a weekend thing again.
Yeah. No, but I'm talking about on a Wednesday
like
evening during the summer, have a league between sort of a group of 5 or 6 clubs where you go to each other's forest and each club puts on whatever round they want to put on. It can just be a 14 target thing. But it's getting people out into a different training environment with a competitive edge.
It's getting that whole mechanical action of getting out as well into a routine.
Yeah, you could start.
I'm a fucker. I need routine. Like.
Yeah, you could start a 14 target league at 7 p.m. and have everybody out by 9.
Yeah,
on a summer's evening.
Yeah, but they just need that fucking vanguard.
You could even start it on a shotgun start. Have people arriving, and as they arrive, right, there's 4 people, off you go, target 1.
Yeah.
Next 4 people, target 1. And you're letting them out because you're not doing medals, so you don't on the day, it's a league. So you don't have to have them arriving at a set time. You can push them out as they arrive.
But as sure as there's people who are taking it seriously, and as sure as there's people who enjoy it as a hobby, there's got to be people who will be gifted at setting such things up.
Yeah. Because
there's pointless fucking...
Well, if anybody in Wexford wants to get in touch with me, I'm happy to help with setting something up.
I think the time is a gift.
This man here, I'm sure, will be happy to start working on one in Munster.
I'll bang on about it. Like.
I've forgotten your name again. James.
James. No, I'd bang on about it. I mean, I don't mind fucking highlighting things because I'm looking to be highlighting positives.
Yeah, but something like that.
Of them, like.
If you have clubs within a 20-mile area, doing something like that is doable.
It is doable. I suppose they just wonder, would they have to draw?
Well, you only need 4 or 5. You only need, say, 3 or 4 groups going around to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
And it's an extra competitive training session.
Exactly, that's a good point.
You pick a night that the clubs in the area don't normally train on. So if you're dealing with 5 clubs, you're probably dealing with 5 separate training nights. So you've probably got 2 that nobody trains on.
Cork have a Woods coming up this year as well.
I saw the pictures, yeah.
So that'd be interesting. And it's not too far away. It's up in Waterers Hill somewhere, I think, which is great. So that's 1, Red Fox, Limerick, Blackcastle. That's a nice kind of...
And Galtee.
Well, that's a range.
Oh, they don't have a forest.
No.
Yeah, but still, it's 5 clubs in the area.
Yeah, 5 clubs.
Yeah.
You can throw a stone at them, like.
Yeah.
No, it's...
And like in Wexford, you've got Wexford, Dunbrody, Astana, ourselves. You've got Slaney, now they're more world archery focused. But...
there's a shit ton of clubs there.
I'm sure I'm missing someone.
I mean, when I saw the calendar for this year for IFAF, I was like, wow, that's packed. Yeah. And there were some clubs that I was like, how are they having a shoot? I don't even know if they have a Woods, but then there'd be an indoor thing or whatever, you know what I mean? So no, it's onwards and upwards, good man.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward now to making many more mistakes at our first field shoot.
Isn't that how we learn?
But look, it'll be what it is, and
advertise everything. Don't mind the fucking losers.
Well, the plan would be before we have a date tentatively penciled in on the IFAF calendar. The hope would be that we hold a session where we will invite people to come to a training session to do a walk around with us to see where there might be errors and that sort of thing beforehand, so that we can.
Plenty down there, neighbours that would be happy
absolutely,
to do it.
yeah, and
would let me know when it's happening, dude, and I fucking
absolutely
have a chat about that.
Yeah,
because it's I love going to the woods.
Yeah, well, I'm aiming to have about 50 lanes cleared. For 28 targets, so that we can move every time. Yeah. So every time you come, there'll be some shots that you'll have shot before, there'll be some you won't have, and they'll rotate.
I don't give a fuck. As long as I'm out there shooting.
But it's not much fun if you arrive and know, oh yeah, this is target 14.
Trust me, that means nothing to me, dude. No, you shot it a million times, I might get it this time.
But to me, with a memory like mine, I'll remember it.
Yeah, but you got to look at the aptitude of the shooters coming.
Yeah.
It could be a challenge for them every time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And to you, it's like, get bored of this one.
I can talk you back through nearly every shot I've ever taken.
But it's like, I don't. I kind of have a familiar... I like, there's Dunbrody. There was some big shooting in Dunbrody. It was a 2-day event. I think it was a 40-something yard shot, right? And we're on a raised clunk of fucking land. And it's over there, and on the first day I hit the target and took the head off the target and pinned it to the backstop, which I thought was a cool shot, right?
Yeah.
The second day, the exact same fucking shot I did. Took the fucking head off him again, stuck it to the... There was one of the lads from Galway with me, and he was like, he thought I did it on purpose.
Way back in 2012 maybe,
I
went to, in Dunbrody's Old Forest, went to a 100 target shoot both days. It's going way back. But they had a little baby owl, about that size, and it was sitting up on a stump. And I'm looking at it going, well, I'm up to shoot first, but lads, maybe you guys should go first. Because as soon as my arrow hits it,
bang,
it's going a long way away. And I was, no, right, fair enough.
There's some setup down there, don't they?
And all you could see was the heading off down range.
They've some setup. It's like... I call it the Real Madrid of archery shoots in Ireland, and every time you go down there, you know why. It's just it's so well laid out.
Well, my first time in their current forest was the Nationals this year.
What do you think of it?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, isn't it?
I arrived with bad sight marks. My first arrow. To say it was out by a bit. But I was able to then work out all my sight marks off that one bad shot, and from there it went okay. But you start the day with 2 or 3 misses.
But the spread of the place is awesome. That's what I like about it. You know, it's very seldom you get fucking held up.
Yeah.
It's a great spread, great... I like to have a nice flow to my day shooting.
Yeah.
I don't like stutter.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I'd be looking at as well. Working out, like, I love that element of it, working out where to put your short targets and your long targets, so that the groups can flow comfortably, without getting a roadblock at a specific target.
Because I think that's very important for the enjoyment of the whole day. Getting stuck behind people is a fucking nightmare.
There's times when it's unavoidable.
Of course, but they're few and far between, which is great.
And as you get to know the archers as well, you can set your groups.
Yeah, exactly.
So that you have a mix in every group.
Yeah.
And that's something I will struggle with initially, because I'm still getting to know the people in IFAF.
Yeah, but sure, fuck it.
So,
don't worry about it.
But to make sure you have a mix of fast shooters and slow shooters.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from,
You know. So for the first few, you'll probably end up with a target of 4 really slow shooters together and a queue behind them. But there's nothing can be done about that initially until you get to know them.
Just make it clear to people. Look, there's no harm in asking the group ahead of you, lads, do you mind if we pass you? Just hang on there while we shoot this after you mark it, and we'll fucking move on. We'll bomb away ahead of you.
See, in theory, yes, but if you're in that slow group and you're overtaken by 3, 4, 5 groups.
You give you the impetus to fucking hurry up.
It then creates a big delay at the end.
Because you're going to be waiting on them at the end anyway.
You're waiting on them coming in anyway. Yeah. So it's a balancing act.
It's a tough one, though.
Like, do you want to be held up out on the course where you've got another target or two to go? Or do you want to be sitting back at base?
Yeah, well, just park the van properly when you arrive in the day. So there's no one in the way for your exit strategy. So, all is forgiven. And look forward to seeing you out there.
Well, look, I just hope people understand a bit more about where things went wrong.
We're all emotional. We're all guilty of it. We all get fucking... But look...
Speaking as a shoot organiser, it's easy to be pissed off when you're shooting.
It is easy, but it's
But as a shoot organiser, things can happen that people don't see, and it's how you respond to it.
Exactly.
And I can assure anyone coming to our next shoot, it'll still be cold in DKIT, but the venue, it will...
I can bring a barrel if you want. We can set up some logs in the middle of the hall. Not a problem. I put some stone slabs there. I'll go all out. Smoke, I can't do nothing about smoke.
Here's me. I always thought field archers were out in the forests all through winter.
It's different though. When you're outside cold, it's very different to inside cold. Inside cold, just it's different.
Yeah. Well, that is why we did.
And you're moving all the time outside as well.
Oh, that's the other thing. I actually only got the list of people who were competing about a week out. That's why there was such
for the champs?
Yeah. That's why there were delays on getting the information out to people as well.
Yeah, but this it is you cannot be...
I'm coming from a perspective again of Archery Ireland, where if we're hosting a shoot, we have complete control over the entry list from day one.
Yeah.
So we can have the information out straight away to people when they enter.
Well, you ain't in Kansas no more. But look,
but this is how we learn.
Of course.
Yeah.
But it's like, look, it's...
And look,
you can't be worrying about people who didn't get there hearing about it.
Yeah, but the other thing, we will do better, and we hold our hands up for the mistakes we made, and we apologise for that as a club.
I'm sure. Look, I've had people saying that they listened to your speech at the end of the day and they were like, yeah, I get it. That was their takeaway from it, like, you know what I mean?
It wasn't perfect. Next one will be a hell of a lot better.
Look, I have no doubt.
And,
CuChulainn. Dude, that name fucked me up. And it was so obvious and I was so stupid.
The club originally was founded in a town called RD.
RD?
Yeah, RD High. And...
why am I here? I know this.
The RD Gardaí. So, RD is where the battle took place between...
There's a guy on YouTube fucking doing a video about it.
So
he's a historian or something.
RD is where the battle between CuChulainn and Ferdia occurred.
Right.
Back in the Ulster
That's not where he lost his head, is it?
It's where he died.
So that's where he lost his head.
He won the battle.
Yeah, yeah.
So we were trying to decide on a name. And I'm sitting at the meeting and they're all talking about, let's call it Ferdia Archers. And I'm sitting there listening to them. Look, lads, Ferdia, great idea. We're in RD, Balyaha Ferdia. Great idea, but I'm a competitor. I'd like to name it after the guy who won the battle.
Yes.
And that's how CuChulainn was born.
CuChulainn, because I was a CuChulainn. I'm illiterate. And now I'm trying to write a book. But no, look, thanks for coming in. I know it was a bit of a fucking drive for you. And,
no bother.
And take your mug. And we'll see you on the line and in the woods.
Absolutely.
And
good luck to everyone in Waterford.
Yeah.
Don't make too big of a deal of it for yourself.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Shoot it like you would anything else.
Yeah.
And let it fall how it may.
Look, I think it's going to be fun.
It is.
You know what I mean?
But don't big it up too much in your head.
I had this chat already with myself.
Because that will put the pressure on you.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to practice it anymore.
Oh no, I didn't say that now.
No, look, it's. I just wish these things would happen in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, we've all shot in Waterford before. All the Irish lads have shot there. We know what we're walking into.
Well, I'll be walking into the wall at 6 a.m.
The people either side of you might be different to who you're used to, but you can't influence how they shoot within the rules. So you're just in there to shoot your shots. Just view it the same way you viewed the Nationals. Go in, shoot the best shot you can every time. the only person we get to compete with is ourselves.
100%. I mean, the plus is here is you get to talk to people from somewhere else and see how they do their thing over there.
We don't have to get on a plane. We don't have to have that horrible moment where you watch your bow case
and hope
disappearing into the baggage area, and you're just hoping it comes out the other end.
I hope you get your shit over here in good order. I hope all goes well for you. Poor bastard. But look, again, thanks for coming on.
No bother, enjoyed it.
And we'll talk to y'all next time, folks. Thank you for watching.